19 degrees with a brisk breeze coming out of the north at 10 to 15. That gives us a wind chill factor of -10, and it'll stay that way throughout the afternoon, and the sun is already starting to go down. Good afternoon, everybody. Happy holidays from all of us at CBS. I'm Verne Lundquist. For Philadelphia, the task is quite simple. If they win, they're in the playoffs. They have a chance to win the division championship if the Giants should lose. If the Eagles lose, they can still get in, but they need some help. And for Phoenix, they've lost 5 in a row. They're just trying to finish out the season on a positive note. My partner again is Terry Bradshaw. Terry, Philadelphia lost a wonderful opportunity Monday night in New Orleans. They did not play well. I suspect they're highly motivated today.
Well, if they're not, then something's badly wrong with them. The real key today, Verne, is how Randall Cunningham plays. You know, last week, Monday night game, he had 3 fumbles, lost 1 of them, threw the 2 interceptions, and all of them led to points, the turnovers, that is. So turnovers are really the factor. But a great player always seems to rise to a great occasion. This is a great occasion for the Eagles, and Randall Cunningham, in effect, owes the Eagles. That's how, if I were a quarterback, he owes him a great game. He has never had bad games back-to-back. So today, Randall Cunningham, he's the man we got to watch for.
Phoenix, as we said, lost 5 in a row. They've got an interim coach in Hank Kuhlman. It's an unstable situation in Phoenix right now. What kind of motivation do they have to play well in this last game?
Well, Hank Kuhlman told us, he said, all week long, I have been working on motivating our football team to get ready to play these Eagles, to not lay down, to not just go in and get the season over with, because there are a lot of teams that have playoff possibilities, and a lot of it depends on whether or not we beat the Eagles. So he is doing this game. His speech today is, we owe it to the rest of the National Football League and the pride of ourselves.
There's Hank Kuhlman, interim head coach, 52 years old, 26 years in coaching, and the first time he has been a head coach, interim or otherwise. And Buddy Ryan, who is completing his 4th year now as head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. These 2 men, Ryan and Kuhlman, were coaches on the Chicago team. Kuhlman brought in by then coach Neil Armstrong, as was Buddy Ryan, and they were there together before Ryan, of course, came to Philadelphia, and Hank Kuhlman went to Birmingham in the USFL for a couple of years and then joined Gene Stallings on the staff of the Cardinals. Al Del Greco will kick off, and a quick note on the Cardinal kicker. He became ill with the flu last night and did not sleep for most of the night, so he's not feeling well. It might affect his ability to perform today, and Tom Tupa, the backup quarterback and backup punter, has already been notified that if Del Greco can't make it, then Tupa will have to fill in as a field goal kicker today. Mark Higgs is one of the deep men for the Philadelphia Eagles, and the other is Anthony Edwards, who has replaced Gizmo Williams as the primary kick returner, both on punts and kickoffs now. Del Greco is set. The Cardinals have lost 5 in a row. Philadelphia comes in with a 10-5 record, and they trail the Giants by 1 game. Short kick, bobbled and picked up and returned by Mark Higgs out to the 28-yard line. Tackle made by Carl Wilson and Randall Cunningham, who had a less than legendary game on Monday night. 306 yards, but a couple of interceptions and fumbled 3 times, one of which was recovered by New Orleans. And a makeshift offensive line. David Alexander moves to left tackle, replacing the injured Matt Darwin and the injured Ken Reeves. Dave Remington takes his spot at center. Tight end is Keith Jackson. And Carlos Carson gets his first start at wide receiver. He replaces Ron Johnson. Split backs, toss to Byers, gets a block from Tony, and surges out across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Tackle made by Anthony Bell, number 55. Check the Cardinal defense, which in spite of the 5 losses has been playing well. Galloway, Sadler, Waller, and Freddie Joe Nunn up front. The linebackers, Ken Harvey had a huge day last week. Despite a 37-0 blistering from Denver, he had 15 tackles in that game. Cedric Mack had 2 interceptions against the Broncos, and Tim McDonald is in the Pro Bowl. 2nd down and 7. Cunningham again with his back split. Following the block of Alexander, and Ken Harvey gets the first stop of the day, number 56. Harvey is 2nd-year man out of California.
Interesting what the Eagles are trying to notice. Whoops, let me clear that. Notice the pull by the guard going out, the influence, and then the back hitting up quick side. It's called a sucker play. Really no effect at all. Notice the guard pulls out, then the back comes back up to the inside.
That's good for a first down and 10, and the Eagles have it at their own 39-yard line.
You like that little drawing I just did?
Yeah, I did. That
got me a little space up there, didn't I?
Sweep to the left. Robert Drummond, the rookie from Syracuse, who's tripped up behind the line and struggles across the 40 out to the 43-yard line. Something that the Eagles are doing a lot is pulling linemen now. This is Freddie Joe Nunn, 78. Even on a handoff, the respect that Cunningham has because of Cunningham's play action ability, Freddie Joe Nunn says, right, go ahead, hand the ball off, but I'm going to hit you every time because you never know when you might have the ball and you're just going to try to bootleg one on me. So I'm going to go ahead and tackle you every time. Second down and 7. No score. Opening moments of the game. First drive of the afternoon. Up the middle. Tony. Big hole. And Anthony Tony has a first down across the 50 at the 48. Tim McDonald makes the tackle and saves a bunch.
I want to note, Verne, look, check this out. Notice that this is the tackle, and this is the end. This is call in under. Notice over here an end and a linebacker. There's your end. And all Cunningham is doing is looking at the overload by the defensive end, then notice the give to the back, and he goes back to the bubble, goes back to the weak side. Now, if the Cardinals overshift to the right, they run the play, and then the ball goes to the left.
Cunningham, a quick drop. Carlos Carson makes his first catch as a Philadelphia Eagle. And he's out of bounds at the 35. Carson had 7 catches at Kansas City before he came here on waivers. And a fight has broken out at the 38-yard line.
Not really. Terrible fight. Not a good, bad fight.
Well, Cunningham and Jackson have somebody. See who the Cardinal is. Dave Galloway, number 65.
Well, it was between David Alexander, the starting center, used to be before this game. David Alexander, now the offensive left tackle. It was between Galloway and David Alexander, and all Cunningham was trying to do was be a good peacemaker.
And in the meantime, nothing has, no flags were thrown. Carson, as we said, his first catch now. He's getting the start today. Buddy Ryan says, we just want to look at him.
Yeah, with Plan B, they want to find out whether or not Carson can help their football team and whether or not the Eagles, want to protect him.
And there's a stoppage of play. Red Cashin is our referee today, and I'm not sure what's causing this. And Red's not going to tell us.
Verne, every time, one of the things that the Eagles are going to do today is against the Cardinals like to take their corners and play them off. And one of the things that they want to do is run the simple hitches and get the ball into the receiver's hands with the corners off. And primarily they want to run this with Carson on Carl Carter because Carter is not a physical defensive back.
Bad news for the Eagles and their fans. The Giants score early on Dave Meggett's 76-yard punt return. So the rookie out of Towson State has ignited the Giant fans. And keep in mind now, if the Giants win today, they win the division. And I'm still not sure what the cause of this holdup is. Red Cashin.
Well, I'm looking at the clocks. The clock is normal. The 45-second clock is down to, well, I can't see it, to be honest with you.
30 seconds. Administrative stoppage of play now, so they'll reset it at 30. But we have an unexplained delay going on. And we are told that the replay booth, which is in direct contact with the officials, has not been told what the reason for the delay is. That's the game clock. 11:53 to go.
Well, that was the problem, because the game clock was at 12 minutes, so they brought it down to 11 minutes and 53 seconds. So that was your problem right there.
First and 10 at the 35. Anthony Tony for a couple. Injury report from the Philadelphia bench. Bruised ribs for Keith Byers. And we don't know whether he'll be back or not. Eric Hill and Ron Hiller slapping hands after the tackle had been made. We're getting an injury report on Byers.
Yeah, that would be a terrible loss for the Eagles. Byers has really come on the last 6 games, and he's a big back, and even though he's halfback, he gives the power. Tony playing fullback, also another very powerful back.
2nd and 9, Philadelphia. Blitz. Cunningham motions and throws it right side, and it's incomplete, intended for Robert Drummond. Randall, by the way, Terry, has gone to the black shoes now.
Well,
first time he's worn them. The black high tops. They're size 13.5. And he said they're ugly, but it seems to be the thing with the Eagles, so I'm going to wear them. I would agree with him.
Well, yeah, they are ugly. You know, the black shoestrings, I think, are kind of the thing that throw them off. You put some white shoestrings on them, or maybe it's Christmas time, so maybe throw some green shoelaces on them with some tassels, red tassels.
It would not. It wouldn't help.
No, you're right. It wouldn't.
Those are
ugly. That's some big feet, too.
Out of the shotgun. Motion, offside, Philadelphia. Flags are down. There's another flag in the backfield. The pass is picked off. Intercepted by Lonnie Young, his first of the year. And he's got a long way to go. We might have offsetting penalties.
You're going to have holding on offense, and I don't know what the penalty on the outside is, but it was thrown on the receiver.
That's right. It could be. The play will stand. A 35-yard return. Lonnie Young, who has not picked off a pass this year. Here's Red Cashin.
Illegal motion, Eagles. Holding on the Eagles.
Both decline.
One of the keys in playing Cunningham, and a lot of teams believe this, as you can see in the slot, that's Keith Jackson, 88. There's your illegal motion. But the key of playing against Cunningham is forcing him to come off his receivers, pull the ball down, and not have any room to run. If he doesn't have any room to run, then he has to go back upfield. And when he goes back up the field for the 3rd time, that's when the interceptions come. Too much time for Cunningham, not being able to run, and then trying to force the football.
That is the 15th interception that Cunningham has thrown this year. The 16th interception nabbed by the Cardinals, and here's the problem Phoenix has had. They haven't had any offense at all. 101 yards last week in the loss. Up the middle, Earl Farrell, number 31. The quarterback, Gary Hogaboom, who is back in as a starter after the rookie Rosenbaugh started last week. Hogaboom with 17 interceptions so far this year. And his offensive line, Sharp, who's going to the Pro Bowl, Wolf, the rookie, Kennard, Smith, Tootie Robbins, and tight end is Walter Reeves, a rookie who's getting a start today. Jordan and Farrell in the backfield, and Roy Green and Ernie Jones are the wide receivers. Don Holmes is one of the inactive players today, so Usher and Barber are the backup wide receivers. 2nd down. Ron Wolfley is in the lineup. Leads the way on the sweep to the right, and by Sikahema, who also had come in. Number 36 gets it down to the 32-yard line. Eagle defense, an outstanding front 4, of course, led by Reggie White. Here's a flag. Personal foul. Philadelphia. And obviously Red Cashin's microphone is frozen. Now let's check this Eagle defense. Reggie White, Pitts, Brown, and Clyde Simmons, who's having a terrific year. The linebackers, Joyner, Evans, and Al Harris. And in the secondary, Eric Allen missed the start with a bad ankle, and Andre Waters was injured on Monday night, but they are both in the starting lineup. Frizzell and Hogue come in on nickel and dime situations. After the penalty, it's 1st down and 10 at the 19. 3 wide receiver set, and Earl Farrell gets the handoff. Darts to his right, and is stopped at the 11-yard line.
One of the things very few teams have been able to do is run right at the Eagle front 4. You just don't line up in power football. You don't take 2 people, 3 people, and go into one area, because these gentlemen are so strong, they disrupt the entire blocking scheme. But the thing a lot of teams have been able to do, Verne, is to go one direction, get everyone to commit, slow down, and then bring the back Brown, peeling him back. That seems to be the best way to attack an aggressive front 4.
2nd down. Sikahema split wide right. Green is the outside man on the left side. Handoff, Farrell. Inside the 10 to the 7-yard line.
Interesting, right up the middle, going right at the strength. Jerome Brown at right tackle and Mike Pitts the other tackle for the Eagles. But I believe this. I don't believe the Cardinals will win this football game running. I believe that Hogaboom has got to throw the football in the end zone. He's in an area now which would be very difficult for the Cardinals to establish a run and get it into the end zone. I believe he has to throw it.
Well, this is a team that was totally inept last week against the Broncos. 12 attempts for 22 yards. That's the lowest since 1963. And the 22 yards, also a low mark. There's the measurement, and that's a first down.
Yeah, didn't that last week's game, the thing was so amazing was the fewest for 89. There's like 9 of them. Fewest attempts, fewest average, fewest completions, fewest everything.
And then they had to stand and look at the in the stands and see an equal number almost of Bronco fans as there were Cardinal fans, which was quite embarrassing to them all.
Yeah, but they were there. Someone paid the ticket. That's all that counts.
First down and goal. No score. Farrell will try and run it. And Reggie White, along with Wes Hopkins, knock him back.
Difficult, and I'll say it again. Teams play a gap defense. Everyone is in charge of a gap. A gap is the thing that lined up. That's that area between the tackle and the guard and the center, and on down the line of scrimmage. And these big men attack those gaps, so therefore they get the penetration. So if you can't go up inside, you have to go outside, and then you run right into the linebackers. That's why you have to throw the football.
Second down and goal. Hogaboom, 3-step drop into the flat, caught, touchdown Phoenix. Roy Green, who has just broken the club record. That's his 61st career touchdown for the Cardinals. And Jeff Fisher, the defensive coordinator of Philadelphia, looks on.
I don't want to say I told you so, but this is a fact. Green to the left of your screen goes up and breaks out. Seth Joyner, 59, he blitzes. But the beauty job was the receiver to the outside of Green went in, picked off the man covering Green, freed Green up to go to the outside. That's a pick. It works. It's a touchdown. It's illegal. But everybody uses it.
Absolutely. Here's Del Greco. And following Lonnie Young's 35-yard return with an interception, Roy Green, the 32-year-old pro, makes the touchdown catch to give Phoenix a 7-0 edge on Christmas Eve.
Announcing the biggest sale ever from Ford. Now, Ford gives you a $1,000 cash bonus on the #1 selling cars and trucks in America. A $1,000 cash bonus from Ford on Taurus, Thunderbird, Probe, Tempo, Mustang, and Festiva. A $1,000 cash bonus on the best-selling Ford Escort and Ford Ranger, plus Bronco and Aerostar. Or choose 4.8% financing for 48 months on Taurus and Aerostar. It's the biggest sale ever from Ford, with a $1,000 cash bonus on many of America's best-selling cars and trucks. See your Ford dealer today.
This is it. The game is about to start.
Less filling. Tastes great. Call it. It's a nickel. No, quarter.
Herrera kicks off. Just a little deep.
I'll throw it to Dwight.
Yeah, he's got hands like glue.
Jones drops back. Touchdown!
Taste great!
If Taste Great can hang on to this lead, they get the case of Miller Lite and go to the Super Bowl.
We need that secret weapon. Don't worry, we're going to get that case.
Not long before the accident, Mr. Ralph Green came to see me about some coverage for his '89 coupe. Good thing he did. Initial estimate was about $2,700, and final bill came in around $3,000. Yet every penny was paid, every part restored to his complete satisfaction. At Nationwide, we put our guarantees in ink. It's how we keep our relationships in mint condition.
Nationwide is on your side.
Jones Jones, number 86, is flanked out wide of Green to his right. Watch the route. Look at his eyes sizing up. Is the guy looking at me? If he's looking at me, it's man coverage. Comes off, and now you see Isaiah Jenkins go to the inside with Jones, and then he stops and he goes, whoa, look who's coming to the outside. That's Green. That's a pick. It's not a real blatant pick because Jones was deep enough, but yet he destroyed the route of the coverage of the guy on Green, allowing Green to come open.
Here's the kickoff by Del Greco. Squibs it left side, and it's picked up and taken by Heath Sherman, number 23, and he gets it back to the 28. Ron Wolfley again, who's in the Pro Bowl as a special teams player, number 24, was down to make the tackle. 4th year in a row that Wolfley has gone to the Pro Bowl as a special teamer.
Yeah, and if you're out there watching and you're listening and you think you're too small to play in the National Football League, if you can play on special teams and have the effect and the impact of that Ron Wolfley has and goes to the Pro Bowl, you can make a nice living and enjoy yourself. And Ron Wolfley is the best, considered the best over the last 4 years, as Verne has stated.
Know what he said yesterday? He hoped that it would be as cold as it's ever been in Philadelphia today because he wanted to play in the all-time coldest game in the NFL. Here's Heath Sherman, who's in the backfield, and he's gang tackled. Tell you, Hank Coleman said, don't judge me on my record because they've lost 4 in a row. Judge me on how hard my players play. Now, we've only played half the first quarter, but these guys are giving a heck of an effort.
Well, I don't know why we're so surprised about it, because the last time these two teams played, Cunningham threw 3 interceptions and they struggled. It was 5-0 for a long time until Cunningham got loose and started scrambling around and made the big plays while scrambling. So don't be surprised by how hard the Cardinals play.
2nd and 11, little flip into the flat for Tony. Tries to get by Carl Carter, number 41, and does. And now he's loose all the way out to the 48-yard line.
Wow. Carl Carter, by his own admission, is not a physical player. And if you're going to play cornerback in the National Football League, and we've got a nice fight going between Keith Jackson. Oh, this is a dandy.
Yeah, this is a good one.
This is really good. This is better than that thing they had on that other cable thing not long ago for about $100 million. But that Carter, by his own admission, is not a physical player. But instead of having Tony tackled for no gain, Tony picks up about 15 yards and a first down.
Now we're going to be at a disadvantage here, Terry, because the Red Cashin's mic is not working, so there was a flag thrown. Here's Cashin. By breaking the tackle, Tony got out to the 49. Now, were there flags? I'm sure
No. If there were flags, it would have just been one of those, we've got, you know, illegal here and illegal there, and let's get on with the game. But the thing I'm noticing, Verne, is that, and this happens to a really outstanding football team, playing a team. Hey, when you read the paper this morning, you realize that even the writers here in Philadelphia were saying, hey, a slaughter, get it on, pile up the points, and let's get out of here. But the thing is, you can get overconfident. Even great football teams can get overconfident, and it's something you have to guard against, because there's nothing that the Cardinals would like more than to knock the Eagles off. There's old Hank Coolman.
Now Cashin has gone back into the Eagle huddle. Here they come back to the line of scrimmage. This is Jackson and Ken Harvey.
Oh, there's a club.
And it's Tony again. Carl Carter up on top, making the second contact. By the way, that will not go into the books as a pass from Cunningham to Tony. It was called a lateral.
Exactly right. And I was sitting here waiting to see what was going to happen, but the ball was actually thrown about 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage and behind Tony. Notice Cunningham turns the ball loose on the 3, and it's caught. Well, actually on the 18, and it's caught on the 23 and caught on the 18. I get it right in a minute.
I know you would. Second down, 7-0. Phoenix leads. Roy Green's touchdown catch. Split backs, motion in the line. Rod Sadler came across the line. Now, was he drawn offside? And an update from New York. The Raiders have tied it up. It's now 7-7. Meggett had scored.
Encroachment, number 72 on the defense. Touchdown!
Now Red Cashin's got his mic going again.
Sadler, encroachment. Encroachment's when a defensive player jumps off sides and makes contact prior to the ball being snapped. If he had not made contact, then it would have been called offside. How you like that?
I'll accept it.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
We'll look it up later.
First down and 10. Midway through the first quarter, 5:20 to go. 7-0 Phoenix leads. Randall Cunningham rolls out, avoids the sack, points deep, and he'll run. First down at the 27-yard line. Tim McDonald.
Excuse me, Verne. Jackson, as you know, Jackson in the center of your screen, center left, 80, comes off and will break. Now he breaks down to the outside, but the linebackers are underneath him, Eric Hill and Harvey. Now on the outside, finally, Cunningham looking for Jackson, scrambles out to the right, and then decides to run with it. Linebackers drop deep on Cunningham. He will run every time.
The roar you hear is because they've just posted the Raiders score with the Giants. Here's Robert Drummond, and he's down inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. David Galloway makes the tackle. 7-7 now. The Raiders have tied up the New York Giants. They did so on a 1-yard Steve Berline throw to Horton. So it's 7-7.
Well, I want to get this in real quickly.
All right.
Because it's going to happen.
Okay.
You're in the area now where you and I have covered these guys so many times, where Chris Carter, if bump and run coverage, if Cedric Mack bumps and runs him, Cunningham loves to throw the fade, and Carter runs the fade probably as good as anyone.
No bump and run on this play. And the sweep to the right side. Cedric Mack laid off on him.
One of the things that will hurt the Carter bump and run is this. If the Eagles can establish a run, the way you stop the run is by playing zone defenses. And the reason for that is then you have linebackers and corners supporting to come up and make tackles. If it's bump and run, then it's man coverage and you don't have run support. So if the Eagles can run, then that will force the Cardinals to get out of bump and run and play zone.
Chris Carter, 10 touchdowns this year, and 7 have come on that fade pattern that Terry's talking about. 7 of 10. Second down and 10 right now. Carter in the slot, the pass to Anthony Toney. And he's away from the tackle by Eric Hill. That should be another Philadelphia first down as Hill comes back and makes the stop.
Toney, if everyone picks up and gets involved in the football game like Anthony Toney, there's no question that the Eagles could go ahead and win this game. Anthony Toney having a whale of a first quarter. Look at the effort, and that's what is so impressive. As the catch, nothing great about that, but look at the effort, trying to get down, trying to get the first down, and finally does.
Toney with 5 rushes for 48 yards and a catch for 10 now. And it's first down and 10. Philadelphia at the 15. 3 minutes to go, first quarter. Cunningham on a half roll, and he'll keep it. Touchdown! Has once again become the leading rusher for the Eagles. He had given that spot away to Toney for a while, but he came in with 580 yards, and he adds 14 more on that touchdown romp. Ruzek with the extra point.
Well, this is one time that the Cardinals have a zone man look. Cunningham gets to the outside because the linebackers are locked up in man-to-man. Cedric Mack runs off with Chris Carter. Therefore, there's no support, allowing Cunningham free to the outside.
Four-wheel drive?
It means that you can drive in every direction at the same time. There's 4 steering wheels for driving.
Anti-lock brakes?
Yes, you can lock them so no one will steal them.
Kids may not understand what Ford Aerostar's new four-wheel drive and standard rear anti-lock brakes are all about. But rest assured, Their parents do.
Now get 4.8 financing for up to 48 months or a $1,000 cash bonus on Ford Aerostar.
So that's Joey's sister. Is she a college senior? No, she's going to be a freshman. She joined the military, learned a lot, and now they're paying for education with the GI Bill. The GI Bill? You know what makes you want to sign up? I did. And so did Joey.
Part-time, full-time in the U.S. Armed Forces.
Greet the season and your friends with the best. Andre Champagne for the holidays and all year long.
Come on, Teddy. Enough Christmas for one day.
Okay, Mom.
I can talk. What can you do?
Here you are. I've been looking all over for you. Come on, let's go to bed.
Season's greetings from your Pepsi bottler.
This Christmas, you can win a Nintendo Game Boy from Pepsi. See Pepsi displays.
Randall Cunningham gets his 4th rushing touchdown of the year. That ties the Eagles with the Cardinals. And in New York, the Raiders and the Giants are tied. An Eagle win coupled with a Giant loss would give Philadelphia the NFC Eastern Division title and allow them to avoid playing next week. A Giant win today, and they win the division. Philadelphia wins. In that circumstance, they're in as a wild card. 7-7. Just under 3 minutes to go, first quarter. Short kick into the wind. That's the direction from which the wind is blowing. David Little, number 89, makes the tackle. And Roger Ruzek runs out. 7-7. Raiders and Giants, that game being played in New York. 2:50 to go, first quarter. Kuhlman was on the staff of Gene Stallings when Stallings was relieved of his responsibilities. By the way, Gene, I understand, is interviewed for the Navy job.
Yeah, admirable man.
On the recommendation of Roger Staubach, who played a few adequate years at the Naval Academy. Hogaboom, screen pass, dropped.
Oh, boy,
almost gone by Derek Kennard.
Oh, and was it set up? Beautiful job by Lance Smith. Man, he had the entire wall set up by himself, and if that ball had been caught by Farrell, you know, you're looking at an easy first down, and the rest would have been up to Farrell. There's the delay. All the screen is let the defensive lineman rush, let him through, then look at Lance Smith, 61. Beautiful job sealing to the inside. Kennard was out there. Man, a big wall set up. It's a shame they dropped that ball.
Second down and 10. Phoenix on a slide. They haven't won a game in December since 1987. It'll be 3rd and 9. Tackle made by Jerome Brown.
Jerome Brown having what the Eagle coaching staff considered a certain surefire Pro Bowl year, and we've covered so many of these games, and I would say off the 8 games that you and I have seen, the man 2 sacks last week, 2.5 sacks the last time these two teams got together. But Jerome Brown not being voted in the Pro Bowl makes a farce out of the Pro Bowl voting. I don't know how in the world you can overlook Jerome Brown or Clyde Simmons for that fact.
That's right. 3rd and 8 officially from the 29. That's Roy Green in motion. He's got a touchdown catch. 4-man rush. Hogaboom dropped by Novacek. Not dropped. It was fired at Jay Novacek.
It's 14 below, too, Verne. You
Yes.
got to understand that when rockets come, and if you understand the pigskin, that thing is hard as a rock right now, and it's coming about 70 miles an hour. It makes it very difficult to catch.
Playing, Terry, in these kind of conditions, do you as a quarterback try and take a little bit off the ball and not throw it with as much firepower?
Well, normally I wouldn't try to throw as many short crossing routes in this type of situation. I want to throw a little longer things where I can ease and have a little more touch on the ball.
Rich Camarillo, who's a Pro Bowler. Nice high punt. He's the leading punter in the league. A one-time free agent. Anthony Edwards makes the fair catch. 43-yard punt. The Eagles get the ball back. We're tied at 7.
Protect your gifts from the holiday crush.
Now, when you use Gold MasterCard, you can get a special gift sticker to let friends and family know their gifts are covered by Master Purchase. Covered for 90 days against loss, theft, or breakage. If anything happens before or after you give the gift, one phone call will replace it. The gift sticker, only from Gold MasterCard. The best gold card to master the moment.
Guys, in the second half, let's try to remember what we are playing for. Pride, glory, and 24 cans of America's favorite light beer. Now, we don't care about finding Super Bowl tickets in that case. The airplane, the hotel, or the money. We don't care about those things, do we?
Yes, we do.
Yeah! Okay, we do.
You can win a free trip to the Super Bowl, too. Look for this display wherever Miller Lite is sold.
And don't forget, our secret weapon. We're gonna get that case!
If you can imagine a vehicle that looks like this, can handle like this, and provide room like this, you either have an excellent imagination or you have a Ford Taurus wagon.
Now get 4.8 financing for up to 48 months or a $1,000 cash bonus on Ford Taurus.
'Tis the season.
You know Santa Claus?
Yeah, we met in a bar in Morocco.
For a Murphy Brown Christmas.
Was the night before Christmas.
Monday.
1:52 to go, first quarter, 7-7 ball game. Phoenix, Eric Hill, the rookie linebacker out of LSU, peering into the Philadelphia huddle, trying to decipher what Randall Cunningham and the Eagles have in mind. And Cunningham today, Terry, playing behind really a makeshift offensive line. He's got David Alexander, who's having a terrific year at center, moving out the left tackle, replacing two injured players, Ken Reeves and Matt Darwin, and then Dave Remington takes the spot at center. What's the difference in Alexander and Remington?
Well, the only difference is with Alexander at center, you can do a more complicated blocking scheme because he reach blocks. He comes off the center snap and pulls better than Remington. But with a nose tackle over Remington, Remington would be a better center because he's stronger and can drive block better.
He does not have a nose tackle over him for most of the game, but Sadler's over him right now. Here's a fake and a draw play. And Tony again explodes up the middle. Anthony Tony with a quick start today.
Yeah, nice little bit of acting by Cunningham, setting up, pretending to throw the football, and the forward pass motion by Cunningham is designed to get the linebackers deep, get them out of there so that the line can then get off the ball and then drive block downfield and open up a hole. That's the old fake the pass, handoff, delayed draw.
Tony, 500 yards on the ground coming into the ball game. He has picked up 53 on 6 carries here in the first quarter. Remington looks back, and Alexander checks the snap count with Randall Cunningham. Way fake, throws it up for grabs. Carter's wide open. Makes the catch as Carl Carter slipped down. There is a flag that will wipe out this game, holding Philadelphia.
This was a desperation pass. Same thing Cunningham did Monday night against the Saints. Ended up in an interception. Another one was dropped. And this ball, had it not been for Carter falling down, would no way would have been completed.
Holding, number 88 on the offense. Still second down.
That's Keith Jackson.
Well, he's had a fight. Now he's got called for holding. He's also had an illegal motion call on him. Jackson in the center of your screen, 88. He's on Ken Harvey, 56. Right hand's behind, and then the right. See, once Harvey clears Jackson, he has to get the right hand off of him. Now you know, downfield, Carter falls down. Carl Carter, that is, and then the other Carter, Chris Carter, smart receiver, very, very intelligent receiver. He keeps on going and makes a great catch.
Nice acrobatic grab, but it's wiped out. That was a 43-yard gain, negated by the holding call. Split back. Cunningham back, 4-man rush. Left side, caught by Drummond. Cedric Mack, number 47, with the tackle. Final minute of the first quarter. By the way, they've gone to the second quarter in New York. It's still 7-7, the Giants and the Raiders. And again, just to emphasize that don't want to be redundant, but it's very important. If the Giants win, they win the division. If the Giants lose to the Raiders have a heck of a shot at getting in as a wild card, for one thing. And Philadelphia, with a victory, would win the division here. There's Keith Byers, still out with bruised ribs.
Yeah, and the thing that hurts not only his power running, but it is his ability to catch the football. 60-something yards on one catch last week. The guy has great hands, a great receiver out of the backfield, and the Eagles need him desperately.
Cunningham with a lot of time. Settles left, incomplete. It'll be 4th down. Intended for Robert Drummond.
See, I go back to the point earlier. Teams that play Cunningham and think the way to play him is to focus on him and keep him in the pocket and make him pull the ball down. In other words, he goes 1 receiver, 2 receivers, they're covered. He pulls it down for the 3rd receiver to run. Once he can't run, he has to pick his eyes back up, and that's when the interceptions come.
Rick Tootin just acquired as a free agent from Florida State. He is punting for the first time in this stadium. By Sikahema, who is 3rd in the league at returns, is back at the 35. Tootin, a free agent, said he wants to concentrate on the spiral today. And that's a fair catch call by Sikahema at the 41-yard line. And that is the end of the first quarter to play. Roy Green's touchdown gave Phoenix a 7-0 lead. Cunningham tied it up with a 14-yard run.
Oh, honey, don't come near me, please.
Oh, I can't. No, it's not a good idea.
Oh, no, baby, not.
Oh, sweetie. You don't want to get too close.
Fight morning breath with Scope. Scope has 2 powerful ingredients to kill 90% of the bacteria that cause morning breath.
Kiss me.
What are you waiting for?
Great kiss.
You may kiss me now.
Scope, the best thing first thing in the morning.
Here she comes. Little Bonnie is coming home.
Firstborn child, it's a new time for you. There's a stranger in the house today.
You want to say hi to your baby sister?
So what's all the fuss? Why she's so special to us? Are you wondering how long she'll stay?
Beautiful blue eyes.
Do you think that we'd forget you? Are you fearing the worst? Do you think we don't remember?
I have blue eyes first.
It's a good time for the great taste.
You free for lunch?
Of McDonald's. It's a good time for talking it over cheeseburgers, man to man.
Somebody's gonna have to show her the ropes. Someone who's been around the block a few times.
Taking time to understand.
Think Bonnie might like these, Dad?
Sooner or later.
It's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's.
We begin quarter number 2, a tie ball game, 7-7, Phoenix and Philadelphia here in chilly Philadelphia. Wind chill factor of 10 degrees below zero, an actual temperature of 14. Beer has been banned here at Vet Stadium today. Beer and hard liquor in the aftermath of the Snow Bowl here 2 weeks ago. You and I have been involved in the Fog Bowl and the Snow Bowl and the Bounty Bowl.
And the Bounty Bowl.
Right.
Which was part of the Snow Bowl.
Snow Bowl, yes. The Bounty Bowl became the Snow Bowl. By Sikahema in. So beer has been banned, and they've also added security today. One of the policemen who's been added today said, we've got enough cops on duty to attack Panama. First down and 10. Hogaboom. Farrell. Good night.
Reggie White.
Yep. In the Pro Bowl, and deservedly so. Perhaps the outstanding defensive lineman of the year.
And it's interesting that Reggie White made the Pro Bowl. Top of your screen, number 92 will come in, just manhandles the tight end, the tackle. Almost a holding call on him, but he's gotten so used to it now that he doesn't pay any attention to it. Robert Awalt trying to hold, but Clyde Simmons, his counterpart, was a guy that led the team so far in the 4 linemen in sacks and did not make the Pro Bowl.
Second down and 13. 7-7 game. Out of the shotgun, 10-year veteran Gary Hogaboom came in relief of Rosenthal last week. Blitz. Seth Joyner coming, and Seth Joyner has him.
Hogaboom, smart enough quarterback, been around long enough to realize that when you step up and they're covered, throw it into the cheap seats. Don't sit there and hold it. And it's just too late. It's too late to try to make something happen. Go ahead, your reads aren't there, and then you should get rid of the football. This is Joyner. He's coming in around to the backside. Hogaboom will step up, and then we'll make a decision. And that decision is not going to be there, so now, look, now throw it away, because he's not going to run. He's going to stay in the pocket.
That is the 59th 5-9 sacks for the Eagles this year, and to Seth Joyner, his 4th and a half. 3rd and 18. And again, the blitz. Here comes Joyner with a head slap. Hogaboom, who's not very agile, finds Novacek over the middle for a huge gain. First down at the 36-yard line.
Well, how about that little move? The difference between Hogaboom and Cunningham. Cunningham has those long, beautiful strides, and Hogaboom has the quick feet. Not a scrambler. A guy does not like to run. But notice he will receive the pressure. He's looking. The pressure comes. He steps up inside. Good job by Tudu Robbins, his right tackle. Gives him the time. And then downfield is Novacek. Beautiful job by Hogaboom that time. William Frizzell, who had responsibility for Novacek, slipped and fell. It's a 30-yard gain and a first down, officially now at the 37. 3 wide receiver set. Hand off to Earl Farrell. Tests the middle and finds some room down near the 29-yard line. Clyde Simmons, number 96, made the tackle. Simmons, Jeff Fisher told us a couple of weeks ago, just might be the most valuable player defensively for this Philadelphia team. Well, the key to the Eagle team is Reggie White, and everyone is double teaming Reggie White, sometimes triple teaming him, but the end on the other side, if he is not a real tough end, a real pro caliber end, will not have the effect on the team that Clyde Simmons has. Had an all-pro year, excellent defensive end. MVP, as Jeff Fisher said.
Second down and 2, 7-7 ball game, early second quarter. Farrell, that's a first down for Phoenix, the 25. Clyde Simmons again with the tackle, number 96. Just to show the disparity in the voting for the Pro Bowl, if you compare the two, and admittedly you can play around with statistics because Reggie White does get double teamed, but look, 10 sacks to 14.5 for Clyde Simmons. Total tackles, 111 to 118. Fumbles forced is even.
Yeah, but the key here is the fact that Clyde Simmons is single team. He is not double teamed, and Reggie White is double teamed. That's just the plain, simple facts. But Clyde Simmons is an outstanding defensive end.
First down and 10. Phoenix 7-7 game, 11:30 to go. First down. Quick drop. Hogaboom batted down by Jerome Brown. Number 99.
Excuse me, Verne. One of the things Jeff Fisher wants to do today is that he said we will play more zone against the Cardinals, not because we fear their tight ends or their other receivers, but because we want to really concentrate our efforts on Roy Green. Roy Green does not like to run against zone coverages and Eagle thinking. They say he likes to run against man-to-man, so we're going to run more zone today, primarily to stop Roy Green.
Second down and 10. Jones and Green both to the left side. Farrell finds a little bit of room before Byron Evans, number 56, makes the tackle. And we'll give you an update now. The Raiders have scored again against the Giants. This time, Steve Berline to Fernandez, 30 yards. It's 14-7. And when that goes up on the board here, you will hear a roar you won't believe. 11 minutes to go. 3-3 Indianapolis and New Orleans. Kansas City and Miami are tied. Third down. And 7. Hogaboom under his center, Derek Kennard. Now he backs away into the shotgun. Eagles threaten the blitz. They're coming. Hogaboom fires it. Dropped. Izell Jenkins defending on the play. And the field goal unit will come on. Al Del Greco, who again, as we said, had the flu. They are now showing a highlight of the Raider-Giant game. And so when they finish showing this highlight, you're going to hear a roar. You will not. There it is. Raiders have gone ahead of the Giants 14-7. Del Greco, 18-24 this year. At one time had 10 in a row. This from 39 yards to break the tie. And he is kicking, battling the flu. No good. 10:29 to go first half, and we are still tied.
The team of the decade plays their last game of the decade. The Niners in the 80s against the Bears today.
I guess Jennifer and I were like any young couple, excited at knowing that we'd soon have our first child. I'm Terry Hogue of the NFL's Philadelphia Eagles, and this is my wife, Jennifer. I was fortunate enough to be there in the delivery room as Christopher was being born. And in that moment of joy and love, I suddenly realized that our world had been shattered.
The expressions on our doctors' faces told us something was wrong. We learned our son would survive, but he only had one kidney, and his lower left side below his waist had not developed.
But we also came to the realization that there are parents who must face the same challenges we did without the resources to give their children.
But the United Way agencies here in Philadelphia are helping children like Christopher.
And now I'd like for you to meet our son, Christopher. The surgeries he's had helped correct his right leg, and you are giving children just like Christopher that same chance at life when you give to the United Way. The United Way. It brings out the best in all of us.
This message furnished by the National Football League.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Miller Lite. America's favorite light beer brings you the Miller Lite All-Star Super Bowl game. Gold Master Card, the best gold card to master the moment. And by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately?
Downtown Philadelphia resplendent in its Christmas decorations today. Christmas Eve. Happy holidays to all of you from all of us at CBS. Verne Lundquist and Terry Bradshaw here. 7-7 ball game. Al Del Greco just missed from inside 40 yards for the first time this year. And again, battling the flu. Was up all night, not feeling well.
Yeah, but I wouldn't think the flu really bothers a kicker. You know, you can get the flu the night before, but if you're a kicker, I don't think it really has that much effect. Not nearly as much as if you're a defensive lineman or a receiver, someone that's got to run and play all 4 quarters.
Play fake. Cunningham rolls out and finds Tony again. Lonnie Young knocks him out of bounds, but that's after a 14-yard gain. And a first down out of the 35-yard line.
Well, now you get an idea of why Freddie Joe Nunn put a helmet on Cunningham when he made a simple handoff earlier. For the very reason is the fact that Cunningham is so adept, so good at the play action. Faking it, putting on his hip, coming outside. Fools everyone. Beautiful job by Cunningham getting the ball out to Tony. Has that old big swing with the ball. Show it to the world and then pull it back down.
First down and 10. Cunningham's goal of 7 for 40 yards. Here's Tony again.
He's down by 66.
And he's knocked down at the 38-yard line by Jim Waller, the rookie out of UCLA, number 66.
And man, Waller was, I mean, he was really coming. They were trying to cut him off, and he penetrated down the line of scrimmage. If there's one thing I noticed about the Cardinals, it's that they are an extremely aggressive bunch, not a complacent bunch. And one of the things that Hank Koeman wanted to bring in here is, and one of the reasons he was brought in as a coach, Cap, was the fact that he is a real boisterous, tough-minded coach, and it's reflected in the way his defense is playing.
Second down and 8, 7-7 game. That's Chris Carter in motion, followed by Cedric Mack. Short drop. Cunningham finds Carter, and Cedric Mack knocks him out of bounds. A fumble, but it'll be retained by Philadelphia. Cedric Mack, who had 2 interceptions last week, despite the loss to Denver. And that brings up a third down.
You see this a lot with teams that have a real creative offensive coach. And that's motion and then short routes. Short routes up the field. Looks inside, saw who his coverage was, moved to the outside. Then they'll run this same route, but they'll use the tight end later on. But Cunningham in the cold weather will just come out, just a little short stuff, a little crossing routes, get it to the back, get it to the tight end.
This time it's Jackson on 3rd and 5, followed by Mack. Out of the shotgun, Cunningham. Across the middle for Tony, first down. Inside Cardinal country at the 48-yard line. The tackle made by Tim McDonald. Tony continues to add to what has been a very big first half for himself.
Another short pass. Another short pass. Linebackers Tony, the back comes out. He has an option of going to the right, to the left, or hooking up. The linebackers were both on the inside and the outside of him, so he split them by simply turning around and giving Cunningham a target.
Cunningham 6 of 9 for 51 yards. 1st and 10, a 7-7 game. Roy Green on a touchdown catch from Hogaboom to give the Cardinals the lead. Cunningham scored from 14 out. Play fake. And again, an absence of pressure, but Cunningham rolls right to get by Harvey. Goes deep for Jackson, and it's incomplete. Incidental contact at the 5 and no flags down, despite the protestations of the fans in that end of the field.
Yeah, what happened was Keith Jackson got wide open early. Cunningham was scrambling and couldn't throw because he was trying to avoid the rush. But notice that Jackson turns around and then spins out to get back into the route, which forced the ball too deep. But had Jackson just continued running, I believe Cunningham would have gotten him the football for the touchdown.
Jackson and McDonald, they're a couple of Pro Bowl teammates, as McDonald made it for the Cardinals and Jackson in. Despite missing parts or all of 8 games with injuries, he still has 61 catches this year. 2nd down and 10, 7-7 game. Cunningham lobs it right for Heath Sherman, who tries to dive, and a flag is down. Anthony Bell is going to be called for interference. He's arguing, I think, Terry, that it was an uncatchable pass.
Well, that ball, I have to laugh, but you never lob a ball like this when you're running a plain old simple arrow. Notice how high this ball is thrown to try to get it in.
Pass interference, number 55 on the defense. First down.
Hold it, folks. Okay, there's the left hand. You saw the left hand by Anthony Bell that went down, and it looked as though Bell pushed the receiver, but in fact, he was reaching out. He got his hands on him, and when you do that, whether it's blatant or not, makes no difference. They're going to throw the flag. Head linesman will throw the flag every time.
1st down and 10. Anthony Bell guilty of the infraction. 7-7 game, 8:34 to go, 1st half. They test the middle of the line, Robert Drummond, and he's knocked down at the 41. Well, it's a doubleheader for you on Christmas Eve on CBS, and coming up next, game 2 of the doubleheader, the San Francisco 49ers take on the struggling Chicago Bears. 49ers will be at home throughout the playoffs for as long as they can last, and most expect them to last a long, long time under George Seifert and Joe Montana. And the Bears just hoping to salvage something of a bad season. That's coming up next here on CBS.
Yeah, you know, people say, well, the 49ers are going to tie the Steelers record. And I said, you bet they are. And they're probably going to win one again next year because they're the one team that has been constant all year long with their offense and their defense. No ups and downs for the 49ers.
Left side, Drummond drops it. And it'll be 3rd down. Robert Drummond, who says what he brings to this Eagle offense more than anything else is a talent at catching the football. Didn't catch that one.
You know, if you're a football fan, I'm explaining to you exactly what the Eagles are doing. And Verne, you'll understand this. They're taking a back and they're running him down and 5 yards to the sideline. They're taking the wide receiver and either running deep O-cuts, 20 yards, or they're curling him in behind. If the linebackers stay inside or drop deep, notice how deep Harvey was, and then Cunningham will throw to the short guy. On the other side, they'll take the tight end and do the same thing, take the flanker and curl in behind him.
Good news for the Eagles. Keith Byers is back in the lineup. 4-man rush, and Cunningham dances to his right, settles for a wide open Chris Carter. Carter with a 1st down at the 16-yard line. Mike Zordich, number 38, makes the tackle. But a 26-yard gain, 1st and 10.
Well, the great thing, you know, you get tired of saying it, I guess, but no, first of all, let's look at the route that Carter runs on Carter. Takes him inside and then loses him because Carter gets ahead of Chris Carter, the receiver. Chris Carter stops and has the advantage, but the real key was Cunningham got the pressure, got outside wide, and normally would run in that situation, pulled up when he saw Chris Carter come open and got him the ball.
Cunningham 7 of 12 for 80 yards, 1st and 10 at the 15. Half roll left. High pass, it'll be incomplete. Out of bounds intended for Carter.
See, this is the worst area of the football field to take Cunningham and sprint him out. You're on the 20-yard line. You kill half the field. The best thing to do if you're going to throw the football is to drop him back when you're back this far. On the 15, drop him back, and then let him scramble when he gets to pressure. Don't roll him out. Don't commit him to one side until you get down inside the 10-yard line. But then if he gets outside, then he can score.
Rams lead New England. Rams need to win today to get into the playoffs. Pittsburgh leads Tampa Bay. They're still alive. Detroit over Atlanta. Boy, have they come on. Here's Cunningham back. Gets by Harvey. He'll run again. Chased by Waller and out of bounds at the 13-yard line.
So you're just too far out, Verne, when he scrambles. That's why you need to be in a little tighter for him to get out. Gets outside. Another thing, the receivers are not working to get back open and give him a target. That time Cunningham had no choice but to run.
You said you thought he had to have a big day for them to win.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you think he has to have a bigger day running than passing?
Randall Cunningham is a greater threat running the football than he is passing. Now, don't misunderstand that. Doesn't mean he's not an outstanding passer. But he scares teams, and when they talk about him because they want to stop him from running, not stop him from passing.
3rd and 8, West. Oh, boy, did they bury him at the 25.
Cedric Mack, my goodness.
Got on the express track and came barreling through.
Totally unexpected. Cunningham looking to his left, totally unexpected.
Once again, the Eagles are going with a hurry-up field goal outfit. They did this 2 weeks ago, and they threw a touchdown pass. And here is Ruzek to Carter. Touchdown! How do you like that? Exactly the same thing 2 weeks ago against Dallas. A quick field goal unit. That time it was Kavanaugh throwing the pass. This time, despite a bad snap, Ruzek picked it up and Carter was open.
Exactly, but it was not Ruzek who was intended to throw the football. Ruzek, totally understanding the play, scrambled, got the ball, and threw it to Carter. And I want to go into this a little more as soon as we see Ruzek kick this extra point.
It's a hurry-up field goal unit that gets on the field, and Carter just stays out of the huddle wide right. Here's Ruzek's extra point.
Yeah, that's the point. The point is Chris Carter, and most teams say you have to go out, come back in, you have to come inside the numbers. Carter never got outside the numbers because he never left the football field. Notice the bad snap. Kavanaugh comes out now. Kavanaugh tries to throw a block, does a good job of blocking, but Ruzek, with presence of mind, picks it up, and Carter is wide open. Great job, great call by the Eagles.
It's all going Philadelphia's way now. They lead, and the Giants are trailing.
Even after sleeping 4 long years, the Duracell batteries you know and love still give you the life you need. There's a date that proves it. Duracell, with 4-year storage.
Welcome back to the Miller Lite All-Star Super Bowl game. Coach Wendt is on the headset.
Yeah, could you send over a pizza? What's the address here?
Uh-oh, it's the old Coochie play.
Terrible.
Coochie, coochie.
Coochie, coochie to you too, ma'am.
Herrera has the ball. Touchdown! Was that the secret weapon? And who's going to win that case of great tasting Miller Lite and go to the Super Bowl?
We're gonna get that cake.
The Volvo 240 has a reputation for surviving accidents, and we at Subaru have always been impressed by that. So we gave the Subaru Legacy wagon unibody construction, like the Volvo 240. But we also gave it full-time 4-wheel drive and anti-lock brakes, because the best way to survive an accident is not to get into one. See your Subaru dealer for details on the special value lease program.
Chris Carter gets his 11th touchdown catch of the year, his second in the last 3 weeks, or 3 games, on a big field goal attempt. And how about the presence of mind of Roger Ruzek? And meanwhile, O.J. Anderson has scored on a 1-yard run, and the Giants have tied up the Raiders.
I guarantee you Hank Kuhlman's having a fit because they saw this Cowboy film, and they saw this on the special teams reel. And the people for the Cardinals were not alert mentally enough to recognize what the Eagles were trying to do. I guarantee you, they've seen this before, they've looked at it, and I bet you anything, they practiced against it all week.
Here's Ruzek, the passer, kicking off. And Sikahema has it for the Cardinals. Anthony Edwards makes first contact, and then William Lefty Frizzell knocks him down at the 25-yard line with help from Britt Hager, number 54. 19 yards in the return. What a thrill for Roger Ruzek. Cut by the Cowboys earlier this year. Now living in Luis Zendejas' condo here in Philadelphia. And he showed a pretty good arm, Mr. Bradshaw.
Well, he did show a pretty good arm, and I was amazed that he was able to throw a pretty spiral, and he laid it out. And he didn't try to gun it to Carter, whom he saw wide open. He laid it up so that Carter could be the receiver and adjust on his poor pass, if in fact it was a poor pass. It wasn't. It was a beautiful pass.
First down and 10. Walter Reeves runs up to the tight end spot at right side. Off of the middle. There's Reeves, and a little shove with Seth Joyner. Walter Reeves getting his first start today, a rookie out of Auburn. Hank Kuhlman was talking about him with Terry and me last night, said, okay, you ready? He's so green. He's so green that if you put him in a pasture, the cows would chew on him.
And where did he get that little piece of?
From his baseball coach back about 25 years ago. Now that's Hank Kuhlman.
That's Verne.
No.
That's your new image.
We just passed this information along. We are here as a service institution. Left side, Sikahima. Good block on Al Harris, but then a nice tackle by Mike Pitts on by Sikahima. 6:14 to go. And again, just to keep this all in perspective, if Philadelphia wins today, they're in the playoffs regardless. In order to win the division championship, they need a win coupled with a giant loss to the Raiders. It is now 14-14 in the second quarter in New York. And the Raiders are trying to get into the playoffs. They must win, and then they have to have Cincinnati and Indianapolis both losing. And, of course, Cincinnati doesn't play until tomorrow night, so a lot depends on that Monday night game. Third down and 8, 14-7. 5:40 to go, first half. Lloyd Green in motion. Out of the shotgun, Hogaboom blitz. No in the grass call. Or did they? Yes, they did. Red Cashin. And now another fight breaks out. Clyde Simmons and Gary Hogaboom. Well, Simmons is normally kind of mild-mannered, and Hogaboom's a feisty kind of guy.
Well, a lot of people in Phoenix are wondering, got on to Hank Kuhlman's case a little bit about starting Gary Hogaboom. So why not give Tupa or one of these other kids an opportunity? Give, was it Rosenbach? Give him a chance to play. And Kuhlman says that Hogaboom is a fiery competitor and gives us the best chance to win. And we owe that to the rest of the National Football League teams that are in playoff chase. Now there's Clyde Simmons, 96. He's got Hogaboom. Down he goes. Gary didn't like it and gives him a little shove. Or there's the shove right there.
Well, Hogaboom was calling Red Cashin's attention to what he thought was a late tackle, and then here's the punt on fourth down. Frizzell coming after it, and whistles blew the play dead before the snap.
Isn't that just like a quarterback, though? Instead of doing something about it, they go to tell somebody. The best way to get Clyde Simmons or anybody, kick him. Just go up and
Hogaboom's still mad.
Well, you know, but why complain? Just go in there and kick them or grab them and bite them. Do something like that. If you really want to get even, you'll get even.
Gary's out there in the middle of the field.
There's no foul. Foot down.
I saw him once when he was still with Dallas physically throw a sports writer out of the lunchroom at the Cowboys. That sports writer is a good friend, and he's here today.
Also, he's sensitive, isn't he?
Yes, quite.
Not a game for sensitive egos.
And Gary picked him up and removed him from the lunchroom. Rich Camarillo.
I'll send him a gift for that.
That takes a lateral bounce sideways, kind of a neutral nudge. But it's good field position for the Eagles. Jay Taylor downfield, Buddy Ryan's team. On Wednesday this week, he said, we're going to win the division. We'll win here, and the Raiders will beat the Giants. Well, we'll see.
What's your first priority? Miss Crowley.
Well, I'm assuming there's product in the pipeline, so...
Assuming, Miss Crowley. Unfortunately, assuming doesn't feed the bulldog.
The top business schools prepare you for every eventuality you will ever encounter in the business world. Except one, business travel. We've got that one covered. United. Come fly the friendly skies.
How can Miss Crowley's three-person sales force stay on top of her far-flung enterprise?
Soldier Field, Chicago. Over 300 dead batteries and one Die-Hard battery. Our most powerful ever jump-starts every one. Die-Hard. More power when you need it most.
Tots, the premium champagne.
The Volvo 240 has a reputation for surviving accidents, and we at Subaru have always been impressed by that. So we gave the Subaru Legacy wagon unibody construction, like the Volvo 240. But we also gave it full-time four-wheel drive and anti-lock brakes, because the best way to survive an accident is not to get into one. See your Subaru dealer for details on the special value lease program.
There's evil in the air.
I saw my own death.
As the ultimate assassin moves in for the kill.
Who's gone up there to die?
Beauty and the Beast, Wednesday.
Gary Hogaboom on the sideline. His team down by 7, just over 5 minutes to go in the first half. Talking with Ernie Jones.
Ernie Jones is the one player that Jeff Fisher is scared to death of. He said he has had great games against us. Every time we've played him, 150-something yards the last time, 160-something against them last year. He said, we were really concerned about Ernie Jones. Roy Green he wasn't too concerned about, but he was going to change his coverage from more man and go to more zone because of Green's, they think, inability to run good routes against the zone.
1st and 10. The handoff to Tony, and he gets 1 yard and is knocked down. Interesting, Terry, that the scenario here on the final day of the regular season in '89 is exactly as it was 1 year ago. Then the Giants were down in Dallas, and the Eagles were down in Dallas, and the Giants were at home against the Jets. The Jets knocked off the Giants, and the Eagles won, and they got into the division despite similar records of 10-6. Cunningham. A lot of no-shows here today as well. 2nd down and 10. 4-man rush for Phoenix. Cunningham, Drummond with a catch, and then he is touched down at the 49 by Anthony Bell. Reggie White looks on. And it'll be 3rd down with 4:17 to go in the first half. Phoenix opened the scoring on a touchdown catch by Roy Green. Cunningham tied it up 7-7 on a 14-yard run, and then Roger Ruzek on a fake field goal took a bad snap and found Chris Carter for a touchdown. Across the middle, drop! Oh! Carlos Carson. Well, they found there.
Yeah, you know exactly what I was thinking.
Buddy Ryan said he wanted to start him today in place of Ron Johnson because they've got to make a decision on Carson whether or not they want to keep him.
Excellent throw. The corner jumped to the outside, opened up the inside, and Carlos Carson coming across the middle. Hey, it takes a lot of courage to come across there. You got to wonder if maybe that's not one of the reasons that Carlos has been relieved of Kansas City and was brought in here, and so far up till today only 1 reception.
Sekahima back to return. Rick Tootin's punt was almost blocked, and that is a dandy with the win, and a fair catch called. It's down inside the 5. Sammy Lilly, Rick Tootin out of Ocala, Florida.
Tootin laid one down, didn't he?
Rootin' Tootin told us before the game it's a little colder here than it is in Ocala. 14-7 Philadelphia.
For years, we've been telling you how the four-wheel drive Subaru helps the U.S. ski team get to their events early. Yet at the 1989 World Championships, Norway, France, Italy, and Sweden all got there before us. How'd they do it? That was the year we lent them each a Subaru. See your Subaru dealer for details on the special value lease program.
Guys, in the second half, let's try to remember what we are playing for. Pride, glory, and 24 cans of America's favorite light beer. Now, we don't care about finding Super Bowl tickets in that case. The airplane, the hotel, or the money. We don't care about those things, do we?
Yes, we do.
Yeah! Okay, Okay, we do.
You can win a free trip to the Super Bowl, too. Look for this display wherever Miller Lite is sold.
And don't forget our secret weapon. We're gonna get that case.
What's he doing now?
He just keeps looking funny at the cigar.
Heard it's a Dutch Master Zero Producto. How come? Well, sedans don't use natural leaf wrappers anymore, but Garcia Vega still does. Garcia Vega gives you the rich tobacco taste of natural leaf wrappers. Hey, why don't you ring this guy's chimes and tell me he needs an honest cigar?
And now there's Garcia Vega Whiffs, another honest cigar.
He's doing it again.
Come, all ye NBA faithful, watch Dominic stuff some stockings. It's a Yuletide Jam Fest Christmas Day on CBS.
It is Christmas Eve, and it is bitterly cold, but there are a lot of no-shows here today. Take that section right on the 50-yard line and occupied by the Lonesome Twosome. Things are going well. 14-7. Philadelphia leads. Roy Green tries to warm up a little bit.
Not the best seats in the house, Verne. When you're down that low, you can't see, and you got those big linemen standing up on the sideline, so those aren't the best seats in the house.
1st and 10 from the 5. Ogaboon gets rid of it. Call dropped. Ernie Jones tried to adjust on Izell Jenkins, and the pass is incomplete. Celebrate Christmas Day with CBS Sports as we present a Christmas winter sports special featuring the World Junior Figure Skating Championships from Colorado Springs and a special report on this season's World Cup skiing circuit. That's at 2:30 Eastern. Then it's the NBA on CBS as Cleveland invades the Omni to take on Dominique Wilkins and the Atlanta Hawks. That's live at 3:30 Eastern. A full lineup of Christmas Day sports action right here on CBS. 2nd down and 10. The end zone, Hogaboom throws it behind the intended receiver, incomplete.
Boy, they've had some opportunities. That's Usher there, Darrell Usher, 82. Wide open, ball thrown to the outside. Usher turned to the inside. You'd think maybe there's some miscommunication, but I admire the courage of Hogaboom back in the end zone, standing, turning around, and this is the one area, notice that Usher is open to the inside ball behind him, but the one area where a quarterback picks up his rhythm a little bit. He picks up his delivery because he's in that end zone. And as you saw what happened to Cunningham last week against the Saints, he got a safety on a 3-step drop. You're going to see Hogaboom take a 5 to a 7-step drop.
Well, this time he'll throw it out of the shotgun. On 3rd down and 10. Pressure's coming. Ernie Jones makes the catch and circles out of a tackle. And Jones with a stiff arm. He is knocked out of bounds with a 1st down at the 23.
Man, that takes some courage. It takes so much courage. I wish I could really emphasize. I wish I had the words to describe how hard it is for a quarterback to stand here, set up against the greatest pass rushing front four in the NFL, and then take the poise and then get that ball out to the guy. That really takes something to do it. Hogaboom did a good job.
Hogaboom, right in the presence of Seth Joyner, found Ernie Jones for a tackle, a gain of 17. 1st down at the 22. We've got 3.5 to go first half. 14-7. Philadelphia leads. That's Earl Farrell behind Hogaboom. In trouble. Al Harris gets him. That's the 2.5 sack this year for Al Harris, the longtime veteran who played for Buddy Ryan at Chicago.
One of the keys to this is notice that the tight end will stay in and block. There's a back out here. He stays in and block, and then when they block, then the rush comes by Harris. Then it comes by Seth Joyner, who I had the line drawn on. There's Joyner. Now see, the back stays in Farrell, so now Harris blitzes. But if those two receivers run routes, then there would not have been the pass rush by those two outside linebackers.
3rd sack today, 14-14. Raiders and the Giants still tied. It's 14-7 here. Philadelphia leads it. Into double coverage. Is it caught? Is it incomplete? It is incomplete.
Almost a great catch by Jones. to side, Hogaboom laying the ball up to get it over the corner, hoping to drop it in between the safety. Isaiah Jenkins playing safety that time. The timing was to get it underneath the safety and above the corner. The ball thrown a little bit high and a little bit late, therefore allowed the defense to catch up.
Raiders got a field goal. They lead the Giants 17-14. And again, if the Giants lose and the Eagles win, the Giants are the wild card team, and Philadelphia finishes first in the East. Blitz, 3rd and 18. Deep pass, left side, battle for the ball, no flag, incidental contact. Isaiah Jenkins and Ernie Jones and Hogaboom battered as he gets up.
Most teams like to safety blitz to the blind side of a quarterback. 33, William Frizzell will come to the right of your screen. Coming there to the left, coming to the inside. The blind side of Hogaboom, a right-handed quarterback. Obviously, it's his blind side, his left shoulder. He's throwing to the right. He doesn't even see William Frizzell as he comes in to administer the blow.
Reg Camarillo back to punt. That's a short one into the wind. And Anthony Edwards lets it go. And it comes to a stop at the 40-yard line, maybe the 39. Michael Zordich downfield. Well, who's in and who's not? The 49ers are in. They have the home field advantage. The Giants, with a win, will clinch the East. Philadelphia, Minnesota, and the Rams each control their own destiny. Of course, Minnesota doesn't play until tomorrow night. Green Bay, currently tied, will be eliminated with a loss. And the reaction in the background, the announcement of the Raiders score. In the AFC, Denver has the home field advantage. Cleveland and Buffalo have clinched. They are in with division titles. Indianapolis and Cincinnati control their own fate. And Houston is in with Indianapolis or Cincinnati losing. I'm sure you've all got that straight. A 42-yard field goal by Jager gave the Raiders the lead. Here's Cunningham across the middle. Tony with a modest gain to the 43.
No, but the Giants are in as a wild card team.
Yes, yes.
That's the key. If they win today, they clinch the East, but they are in the playoffs.
Right. Maybe will be the final play before the 2-minute warning. Cunningham, Tony, first down at the 47-yard line. Tackle is made by Anthony Bell. 2-minute warning coming up. The difference in the game right now, a touchdown pass from Roger Ruzek, of all people, to Chris Carter on a fake field goal that included a bad snap.
Pittsburgh battles Texas A&M, the John Hancock Bowl, next Saturday.
Time and time again, for professional photographers and amateurs as well, the world's great pictures are trusted to the same brand of film, Kodak. Why trust your great pictures to anything less?
You kept thinking, it will stop, it will at some point, but it went on forever. So there was glass everywhere.
In the living room, I have a 700-pound soapstone wood-burning stove that had bounced all the way across the living room, sitting in the middle of the floor. It was obvious from the very beginning that our house was no longer habitable. When I called my agent and told him we needed to find temporary housing, within 48 hours, Allstate had written me a check to pay for our moving expenses and for our rent. I expected bean pushers, and I got sensitive people instead.
You wish your data were better directed, that all your departments were interconnected. How are you gonna do it? Well, you're gonna PS to it with the IBM PS2. You want to network up, network down, exchange information with other towns. When you're all linked up, you can share ideas from bottom to top. How are you gonna do it? I'll tell you. You're gonna PS to it. The solution is IBM.
Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, the Eagles lead the Cardinals 14-7. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Phoenix had a 7-0 lead on a Roy Green catch for a touchdown. Then Philadelphia scored the last 14. They got a 14-yard run from Randall Cunningham, and then the fake field goal. It's called a quick field goal. It's a formation, a play designed for Mike Quick, who, of course, is on injured reserve. And they have run it twice successfully this year. Out of the shotgun now on 1st and 10. Four-man rush by the Cardinals, and Cunningham dances right. A lot of room to run. And he slides down at the 40-yard line with Jim Waller in pursuit. And they will go without a huddle now.
Cunningham in a hurry-up offense, but a spy now has been designated to Randall Cunningham, and that spy now is 43 Lonnie Young. At least it was on the last play.
Cunningham has it batted backward by Jim Waller, the rookie out of UCLA. And that'll bring up a 3rd down.
First two times, the first two passes that Randall Cunningham completed were against zones where the Cardinals took their linebackers and dropped them 15 yards deep. And now the Cardinals, because Cunningham got the ball out to Byers and Tony over the middle, now the Cardinals are going to more man zone action, more man underneath with zone with their safeties on top, allowing him to roam wherever Cunningham looks. The safeties will travel. So now it's more man and zone. It's a combination of both.
3rd and 3. 14-7 game. 2 deep zone by the Cardinals. And across the middle, diving catch. Oh, nice play.
Where do you throw the ball on a 2 deep zone? You try to get the ball over the middle, either with a seam or with a post route. In that town, Cunningham got the ball by Tim McDonald right in behind him, squeezed it in for the 1st down.
Timeout, Eagles.
In July 1988, some said it was luck. In February 1989, some said it was a fluke. In April 1989, some said it was coincidence. In November 1989, some said, get me their phone number. Prudential Bates Securities, rock solid, market wise.
1:26 before halftime, and the Eagles in striking distance now following that catch by Robert Drummond. They have a 1st down at the 24-yard line. Randall Cunningham, 11 of 19 for 111 yards now. Intercepted once on a deflected ball. The Raiders lead the Giants on a 42-yard field goal. That broke a 14-all tie. 1st down and 10 on the Cardinals' 24-yard line. And the shotgun for Cunningham. 4 wide receivers, Jackson in slot to the right. And the blitz coming. Cunningham with the blitz control goes right. And Chris Carter was wide open.
Had him.
Wide open. And he threw it behind him.
Had him wide open. Jackson, tight end, gone to the outside. He was double covered by 2 people. Take Jackson. Notice Jackson. Notice Cedric Mack, 47, inside Tim McDonald. Notice now they come over to double Jackson, but then underneath Carter comes clean. If he catches the ball, then he runs in for a touchdown. There's no one in the middle.
It'll be 2nd down and 10. 14-7. Philadelphia with the lead. Dash package. And it's bobbled by Byers, and he holds it and is out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Keith Byers, who sat out much of the 1st quarter with bruised ribs. Eric Hill with the tackle, number 58.
Pretty nifty footwork by Byers. As Verne said, this is the dash series most teams have, but that have a mobile quarterback where they take their quarterback and semi-sprinting him out away from the line of scrimmage. The pocket's a moving pocket, and getting the ball to Byers, and he tiptoes down the sideline. Big man, 240 pounds, has quick little toes.
That makes it a 3rd down now from the 19-yard line, 3rd and 5.
Well, if I were, call a timeout. If I were the Cardinals now, I would double Byers and I would double Jackson, and I would single everyone else up.
Everyone else includes Ron Johnson and Chris Carter, and time has been called by the Eagles, their 2nd. Coming up at halftime, Brant and Irv back in our New York studios have all the scores and highlights and the latest information. And Brent will talk with Bud Carson, the coach of the newly crowned AFC Central champion Cleveland Browns. What a victory for Cleveland, winning on the road in the last minute last night.
And Joe Walton, everyone's talking or speculating that Tuesday he might be released as head coach of the Jets. And if he is released, I would look at the Bud Carson being hired as the head coach of Cleveland as the reason for Walton having to be fired, because Bud Carson, who orchestrated the Steeler defenses when they were winning winning the Super Bowls, orchestrated the fine young defense that the Jets had last year. The Jets were a team that I thought personally would really come on this year, and then Carson leaves, and now you see the Browns come up and the Jets go down. But Carson is no surprise that he is a successful head coach.
And what a great story, because he had to wait so long before he got his first shot. That's the kind of opportunity Hank Kuhlman would like, of course. Now 3rd and 5, Ruzek prowling the sideline. 1:17 to go. Hot receiver. Oh, what a catch by Byers. That's why he is one of the best receivers out of the backfield in the league. I think he and Herschel Walker, along with Rathman, may be the best 3 running back receivers in the NFC.
To help a big man get open on a pass route, Byers is a big man. You send him in motion. Therefore, the man who has to cover him, which is Tim McDonald, 46, automatically gets in a trailing position, and then a quarterback Cunningham just leads the ball out, and Byers makes a spectacular grab to get the first down.
Dave Remington checks the count with Randall Cunningham on first down. Cunningham, quick pass left to Byers, who is dragged down by Tim McDonald with 1:05 to go in the half.
Tim McDonald is his mirror. Everywhere Byers goes, Tim McDonald. That seems to be what the Cardinals want to do. They want to single up Byers with McDonald.
Johnson left has replaced Carlos Carson in the lineup. There's the pass to Jackson, who is out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
Who do you double, Verne? Do you double Jackson and do you double Byers? Absolutely. Who's catching all the passes? Byers and Jackson, unless they go to quick kick. Other than that, that's the only 2 people that are going out running routes, and those are the guys you got to double. Triple them if you have to. Force Cunningham to make a 3rd decision.
Short of the first down, it'll be 3rd and 1. The Eagles can stop the clock one more time, and Keith Byers limps toward the sideline. Coming very slowly out of the backfield, Robert Drummond has taken his spot. Jackson and Carter go to the left. Johnson comes right. Carlos Carson has been benched, and Drummond is in the slot to the right side. Quick setup, touchdown, Robert Drummond. And that is his first touchdown as a professional. The 3rd-round draft choice from Syracuse.
Drummond on the right of your screen, simply down, simply out. You've heard now the eye cut by the outside brings in Cedric Mack, 47, giving Drummond the entire area to the outside to roam and to get open. Nothing fancy in those play calling. Everything was a arrow, was a tight end in the flat or a back in the flat. That's all there was to it, nothing else.
Ruzek for the extra point. Well, from a Philadelphia perspective, the Eagles are doing their part. But up in New York, Bjorn Nitmo has hit a 28-yard field goal to tie the Raiders up at 17-all. 42 seconds to go in the half. And Robert Drummond, who was signed as a wide receiver by Syracuse, gets his first touchdown as a professional.
Drummond lined up in the slot. This is Drummond. He'll go down and out. Now out here, see Mack? He's going to have his receiver drive him to the inside, open up this entire area. And that's all. Notice there's 4 wide receivers. But that really, folks, that's how simple this game is. And the thing that's so great about Ted Plum, the offensive coordinator for the Eagles, is he says, hey, they're giving it to us. Hey, let's take it. And they have taken it and taken it all the way down the football field, running simple little, what is called in terminology, an arrow eye. An arrow is a back running in the flat, and an eye is a quick slant by the receiver. If a tight end runs that same route, it's called a D-eye, a diagonal eye. Huh? That's football terminology. You like that?
I hang around you enough. I mean,
amazing,
I
isn't it?
learn something every week.
Yeah, tight end runs it D-eye. Back runs it arrow eye.
Somebody let some firecrackers go somewhere. Hey. I hope that's what that was.
Yeah, bring back the snowballs.
Yeah.
I don't want any part of those either.
Absolutely. Gee, Merry Christmas.
I saw Santa here earlier, and I saw his reindeers, and I imagine that scared them pretty good. You kids out there, they look like they're going to be all right.
Here's the kick. Bobbled by Sikahema at the 4-yard line. Shakes loose. Now he's only got Ruzek to beat, and he trips and falls. It would have been a touchdown.
Amazing.
Ruzek somehow got an arm on him.
Houdini and spikes.
Wow. Roger Ruzek saved a touchdown.
Well, he's a hero. We've got to make a vote later on today on our player of the game, and Ruzek with a touchdown pass now becomes a tackler. Brett Hager, down number 54, forces Sukahima to the outside. Now all of a sudden everyone misses. William Frizzell, they all miss. And now, I mean, we're talking about one arm prevents Sukahima from going all the way and making this game extremely close.
Roger Ruzek makes the right arm tackle. He can't believe the afternoon he's having. Hogaboom drills it right side, almost picked off. Sammy Little.
Oh, Sammy Little.
Whoa.
His basket would have been full. His Christmas basket would have been plenty full then. He picks that off and walks in.
Watch the action on the right side as Lilly comes up and reads the play.
He's just looking straight at Hogaboom. When you see a safety drop back, Sammy Little playing safety, he drops back. All he's doing is getting in an area of the football field. That's what a zone is. And while he's going back, he's looking at the quarterback, finding out where he's looking, and that's where he'll go.
Final 30 seconds of the half. Hogaboom with time across the middle, caught. Green makes the catch, and William Frizzell makes the tackle. 20 seconds to go. That's a 21-yard gain. And time has been called by Phoenix. They have 2 remaining. Hogaboom, who the Raiders and Giants have gone to halftime now, and they are tied at 17. Green Bay is leading Dallas 10-3 at halftime. And the Rams, who must win to get in as a wild card team, lead New England at the half 10-3. Indianapolis trailing New Orleans. How about John Forcade in the last couple of weeks?
Can you believe that guy?
Hasn't he played well?
Guy out of Ole Miss, been around all those leagues, played in every league there is, I guess, and just coming in and playing so great on Monday night against this team, the Eagles, and played well up in Buffalo, won that game for him the week before. All of a sudden now the Saints have found a quarterback that gives them the spark they need, but it's a little bit too late. But he's played extremely well.
21-7 here with 20 seconds to go in the half.
Hogaboom looking for a touchdown. He would like that, but the thing, more than anything, I'm sure, is they say if we can't get a touchdown, let's at least get enough yardage to put Del Greco in a field goal position. So they need about, I'd say 18 yards at least.
Out of the shotgun. Blitz. Pass right side. And it's down at the 36-yard line. See if the Eagles use their second timeout. They do. Cardinals. They have one left. Cardinals, beg your pardon. Hank Kuhlman, who was a baseball player out of the University of Missouri. Catcher. And a good one. And has been around the bend.
Did you see him catch?
Yes, I did.
Did you?
Yeah, I think I did. You're testing my memory now, Mr. Bradshaw.
Well, you said he was a good one.
I guarantee you I'm old enough. By the way, that's Neil Lomax on the right-hand side, of course, whose career may be over with that arthritic hip. Neil helping things out. Well, in the first quarter, Terry, Phoenix played very aggressively. Do you sense a letdown at all now that it's 21-7?
By Phoenix? No, not at all. No, not at all. I sense mistakes that have been made. They've had some receivers open, but for the most part, no, Verne. I see the Cardinals playing extremely well. I can tell you what they've done by scoring early. They did awaken the giant, and now the Eagles have come back to put 3 touchdowns on the board. But I see the Cardinals hanging in there, giving it everything they've got. I don't sense a letdown at all.
It's 21-7. Phoenix did go out on top, 7-0. Roy Green with the catch. There's Jeff Fisher, the coordinator defensively for the Philadelphia Eagles. Second down and 2. And again the shotgun for Hogaboom. Mike Golick is in defensively now. Hogaboom over the middle. Green, touchdown. His second of the day.
Jeff Fisher said, we do not want to play man-to-man coverage against Roy Green. He'll eat us alive. We want to play zones. We don't think he runs good routes. And he personally, Green, does not like to run against zone coverages. Green, number 81 in the slot, runs a post. And what do the Eagles do? They come out and match him up man-to-man, but they double him in and out. Sammy Little, 37, has him to the outside. And Terry Holt to the inside. Man, that's a mismatch. Green on Hogue. No way. Jose, that's a touchdown. Roy Green.
Roy Green, in his 11th year in the league, started out of Henderson as a defensive back. And then was converted to wide receiver. Played both positions for a while. Al Del Greco's kick is up and good. 36 yards. And the second touchdown of the day for Roy Green, who is, among other things, still in the record book for the Cardinals for a 106-yard kickoff return.
Well, Roy Green, if you look at the Cardinal offense, when Lomax, Green, and J.T. Smith and Nate Walt were all three healthy, you talk about an offense, man, it was fun to watch. And they could put points on the board. Green's been out a while, had a broken collarbone. Now he's back. J.T. Smith leading the league and more than likely would have made the Pro Bowl easily, would have caught probably 120 passes this year. He's been out now for 7 or 8 games with an injury. Lomax out, maybe career over with. Hopefully it isn't, with an arthritic hip. So the offensive weapons of the Cardinals certainly have hurt by not having them in the game this year for this season. And Gene Stalling has been fired, and a lot of it you'd have to say was because of his key people being on the injured list.
Well, they certainly, if they don't lead the league in injured players, they're in the top 3. They have had a total of 21 players this year who have started at least one game and then missed at least 1 week because of injury. They've had 9 different combinations, just to give you an example, 9 different combinations of a defensive line throughout the season. So it's been a tough year on the Cardinals.
And their offensive line, when we had them the last time, they had only 1 starter. As you recall, Smith wasn't there, Kennard wasn't there, Louis Sharp wasn't there.
There's a squib kick.
That's
a free ball.
Better get it.
That is a free ball. Who got it? Cardinals got it with 7 seconds to go.
Oh, man, lack of concentration.
David Little let the ball bounce right at his feet.
Lack of concentration. You can't let up. This is a must-win for the Eagles. First of all, there's the big hop. Now it's just going around, everyone just standing flat-footed, Verne. Hey, you've got to get to that football, and you've got to attack it, and you've got to fall on it, because now look what's happened. There are 7 seconds left, and you give the ball back to the Cardinals.
Al Del Greco is going to try a field goal. There's the recovery down low. Del Greco, fighting the flu, has missed 1 today. This is from 45 yards out. He is 5 of 10 between the 40 and 49 this year.
7 seconds. I think I may have taken a shot in the end zone.
Yeah, 1 play at least.
Absolutely.
Del Greco's kick, plenty of distance, no good.
Oh, a wasted opportunity. I believe, Verne, I would have gone and tried 1 play. It normally takes about 4.5 seconds to get a ball off, and I think that probably if it's thrown into the end zone, it would have been at least 1 second, and more than likely 2 seconds remaining on the clock. Clock would have been stopped. Plenty of time to get the field goal team out on the field to attempt what then now is a missed opportunity. You can look on Hank's face and tell he's not happy with the results at all, and he shouldn't be.
Del Greco has missed from 39 and 45. Would have made it a 21-20 game at halftime. And you saw Roy Green give Del Greco a little comforting pat on the head. 2 seconds to go, and Cunningham will drop down.
Dodged the bullet.
Hey, and a lot of folks have already gone home. I think they were going to go home for the Christmas Eve dinner a little early. That's the end of the first half with our score. Philadelphia 21 and Phoenix 14.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Subaru. We built our reputation by building a better car. United Airlines, rededicated to giving you the service you deserve. Come fly the friendly skies. And by Tots, the premium champagne. CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Zenith. The quality goes in before the name goes on. The good time, great taste of McDonald's. And by Toyota's quality line of cars and trucks. Toyota, I love what you do for me.
Halftime with the Eagles leading 21-14. They have 3 sacks in the first half. That gives them 61 for the year. They trail only the Minnesota Vikings, one of the best front fours in the league. We're going to give you something to look forward to in the second half. You've got to stretch your imagination now and pretend like I'm a guard, offensive guard. And this
you're a tackle.
A tackle.
You be a tackle.
Yeah, I'm big enough for a tackle. Defensive linemen use a couple of techniques. One is called a rip, and the other is a swim. And Terry's going to demonstrate which one first.
And you know, in our ongoing discussions of football, if I'm Reggie White in defensive end, and if you hear me say the swim technique, and the ball is snapped, Verne puts his hands up. He's the tackle. I take my left hand and I push Verne here. I come over and I swim, and then I grab his arm. Notice I've grabbed his arm, and now I can actually hold on and get offensive holding called on him. That's the swim technique used by both defensive tackles and ends. This is the rip.
I'm going to get you this.
Come on, big guy. Ready? Oh, now I take this, and there goes my headset. I come up underneath, and that's a rip, and now I ride him, and I go, I go by him, which wouldn't be hard to do.
I said you had to stretch your imagination. Watch Reggie White, Mike Pitts, Clyde Simmons for the rip or the swim in the second half. They've got 3 sacks already, and they're second in the league behind Minnesota.
Oh, this is good stuff, huh?
Well,
it's television.
Certainly in some cities. Roger Ruzek, who's been one of the stars of the game. He threw a touchdown pass on a fake field goal. By the way, we checked with the Eagle coaches at halftime. That was not necessarily a bad snap by David Little. He simply snapped it before Matt Cavanaugh was ready.
That's right. They said it was not a bad snap. It was just a little bit too soon.
Here's the kick, and Sikahima waits for it. It'll be grabbed instead by Usher. And he gets back near the 30-yard line. 21-14, Eagles lead. Brett Hager makes the tackle. Get you up to date statistically at halftime. Quarterback, 17 completions for the Cardinals. Average yard on first down, only 1.7 for Phoenix. 137 yards total offense. Roy Green with 63 yards and Tony 104.
Yeah, it's really been a showcase for Cunningham and Byers and Tony, and on the other side, the big catch by Green and Hogeboom hanging in there and getting something going in the second quarter.
Ron Wolfley, number 24, in motion. Quick flip out to Ernie Jones. Oh, fumble. Did he get it back, or did the Eagles recover? It's still loose. Now Byron Evans has it. Izell Jenkins forced it. Eagles lead the league in takeaways with 52.
Ernie Jones to the outside. Simple little hitch. Notice how far off Izell Jenkins, 46, was. Now Jenkins inside. The ball stripped away by Jenkins, and now it's just a struggle to see who can come up with the football. And finally, there he is, number 56, middle linebacker Byron Evans.
Let me add to and correct that total. They now have 54 takeaways. 5-4. They came in with 53. Cunningham rolls right. Chased by Nunn. Sidearms it. Incomplete for Chris Carter. Out of bounds. No catch. Buddy Ryan preaches the philosophy of takeaways, and he says turnovers determine victors. They are plus 23 in turnovers for the year.
Yeah, and if you look at the games this year that the Eagles have lost, you can attribute most of them to turnovers. Last week, 5 turnovers. The 49er game here, they had 2 or 3 interceptions. The Chicago Bears, 3 interceptions. So it's been turnovers that have really caused the most problems for the Eagles.
Plus 22 coming in. Second down and 10. Draw play. Anthony Tony runs into his own man, Ron Johnson, who doesn't help him much with a block. But Tony, who's having a superb Christmas Eve afternoon.
He's a wild man, and the reason he's running into his own players is he doesn't know where he's going himself when he plants. He's got his legs going everywhere. He's cutting inside, he's cutting outside. He's running to daylight, but he's running over everyone. Look, inside, there's a left move, now back to the inside, now back out to the outside. Johnson's in his way, now back to the in, now back out to the out. This is like pinball.
And a timeout has been called by the officials. And they'll measure 17-17 Raiders and Giants in the third quarter.
First half, don't forget now, the thing that was so successful for the Eagles was throwing into the flat to both their back, Byers and Tony, and to the tight end, Jackson, just bringing them out in the flat and then bringing the receiver to the outside over top with either a deep curl or a deep sideline route. But the most success that Cunningham had was just throwing the little ball out into the flat. And then occasionally we'll see a little motion by Byers whenever they think they're going to match up man-to-man and run him on an option route.
3rd and short, 3rd and 1.
What do you think here? Fool him? Play action?
Ooh, nice thought.
Yeah, interesting. Do I have the guts to say it?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to do it.
Okay, you're going to give it off?
Give it off.
Robert Drummond is in the backfield. That's Chris Carter in motion.
Oh, no.
Flag down.
Cunningham going on a longer cadence.
Encroachment. Number 66 on the defense.
Whaler. Encroachment. Cunningham went on a longer count, and Whaler couldn't wait. Whaler, number 66, right over the center, Remington.
Dave Remington?
Dave Remington. Dave Remington, the one that lost his poise. Remington moved and pulled Whaler off.
Waller, I think you mean.
Yeah, Waller. Did I say Whaler?
Yes, you did.
Sorry
a bunch of them up in New England. Green Bay taking on the Cowboys. Let's check in with Brent back in our New York studios.
Well, Verne, for a moment, the Cowboys had drawn even. They recovered a fumble for a touchdown. Packers took this kickoff and marched right in. And it was Mikowski to West, and Green Bay regains the lead, 17-10. Back to Verne and Terry.
All right, Brent, what a year Don Mikowski is having, and he's in the Pro Bowl. There's Eric Hill, injured and on the bench. 2nd down, split backs. And the blitz is coming. Corner blitz, Cunningham, and it's dropped again. You and I saw a game back against the Redskins when the Eagles dropped 11 passes, and they've dropped an inordinate number already today. It is cold. -10 chill factor.
Well, one of the problems that receivers have, number one, they wear gloves. Number two, there's 46 McDonald on the safety blitz. Good read by Cunningham and the receiver Carter. But you notice what happens. That Carter doesn't try to break the philosophy of the football with his hands. He lets the ball hit his shoulder pads. That's solid plastic or fiberglass. And when it hits that, it's so cold out here, it just ricochets off. You have to extend your hands to brace and kind of embrace the football and then bring it into your body.
The shotgun on 3rd and 8. And blitz coming again. Cunningham with time sings it. It's almost picked off by Lonnie Young, who has one already today.
Just stared him down that time. Ron Johnson coming across was well covered, and Randall Cunningham just stared him down. No sense going here. Looks to the right, knows he has protections, knows he's in good shape, and just turns and fires the football. But notice who's open. Actually, Lonnie Young was ahead of the receiver, Johnson. So therefore, Cunningham should not have thrown that ball at all.
No fake field goal here. No quick field goal set up. David Little will snap it. Cavanaugh will hold it. And from 34 yards out, Roger Ruzek will try and kick it. Oh! Not everything is going to go his way on Christmas Eve. It hits the left upright and bounces straight back. Ruzek pulled it left. Fighting the wind here in Philadelphia, and it stays 21-14 Eagles.
Arkansas battles Tennessee, the Mobile Cotton Bowl Classic, New Year's Day.
This isn't an ad for a car company. This is an ad for Zenith's 35-inch digital television with premium stereo and the incredible experience of Dolby surround sound. When you have a Zenith television like this, you want to hurry home. Zenith, quality.
You know, I bought my Toyota Camry because 3 separate mechanics, Fred, Jeff, and Kevin, told me the Camry was a really reliable car.
Now he waves when he goes by the shop, but he doesn't stop.
Can't believe you told him to buy such a reliable car.
They were right. My Camry's been really dependable.
I didn't tell him to buy one. I said they were reliable. You did too.
He'll never see me again.
No use crying over spilled milk.
I love what you do for me, Toyota.
Enemy on the open. Moving up on your right, Bravo 2. Fire!
I'm 30 miles from the action, but I'm responsible for a digital communication link between headquarters and brigade.
Heavy tank, checkpoint 1.
If the data isn't programmed right, 5,000 troops could be cut off.
Enemy forces together.
But I'd never let that happen to my brigade.
Op 4 is eliminated.
Be all that you can be.
You did it, sir.
Outstanding.
Get an edge on life in the Army.
Verne Lundquist, Terry Bradshaw with you at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. The difference in the game right now, a touchdown pass from Roger Ruzek to Chris Carter out of a fake field goal alignment. And the Giants on Otis Anderson's 1-yard run have taken the lead from the Raiders again, 24-17. By Sikahema goes left behind Derek Kennard, cuts behind him and runs into Reggie White, number 92. And that'll bring up second down. Reggie in the Pro Bowl again. One of the things that is not an official league stat, but the defensive coaches put this together after studying films, and it's an amazing thing. He's credited with more than 70 quarterback hurries that year. Not sacks, but forcing the quarterback to get rid of it before he wanted to. It's a very subjective decision by the coaching staff whether to give one, but he's got 70 plus. Ernie Jones in motion. Draw play to Farrell. Nothing there. Fumble! Red Cashin. I think the whistle had blown. And Kuhlman looks on.
Farrell lined up. There's a delayed draw again. Key is Farrell down before the ball comes out?
No, he's not.
He's not. That's a fumble.
Simmons stripped him.
The key here is snap the ball now before they can go back and look at it.
The only way they could start, the officials must have blown the ball dead because there's no review. Hogaboom, right side for Novacek, tries to make a behind the back grab and can't.
How about that effort?
Down, yeah. Well, Red Cashin was very definitive about signaling Cardinal retention of the ball on that last play, so the whistle must have blown because otherwise it looked clearly like Simmons had stripped the ball. In the meantime, look at Novacek on this last play.
Wide open, Novacek just absolutely moves inside and breaks to the outside, and just a poorly thrown ball. And several times now we've seen Hogaboom throw the ball behind receivers that are wide open.
Camarillo. Woo, what a kick. Anthony Edwards, who's in his third week as the punt returner now, having replaced Gizmo Williams, who's been waived. A 44-yard punt, nothing on the return. That's the way it's gone this year for Camarillo. Eagles have the ball.
I love what you do for me, Toyota.
When Toyota dominated the latest light-duty truck customer satisfaction ratings, some people weren't at all surprised. How does 4Runner rate in customer satisfaction?
Toyota's #1.
Toyota vans?
#1.
Toyota Land Cruiser?
#1.
Toyota pickups?
#1.
Proving what we do for you, we do better than anyone else.
I love what you do for me, Toyota.
Today's Duracell battery lasts up to 30% longer than the one from a few years back. Duracell. You can't top the copper tank.
Soldier Field, Chicago. Over 300 dead batteries and one die-hard battery. Our most powerful ever jump-starts every one. Die-hard. More power when you need it most.
Skydiver Eddie Turner will never forget October 16th.
We were jumping at 12,000 feet. Frank collided with another diver and was knocked out cold.
Like a missile, Turner shot toward his friend.
All I could think about was just getting a hold of that ripcord.
Which he did, just 10 seconds before impact.
He'd done it for me.
By that man
To everyday heroes everywhere, we offer our best. Smooth, never bitter Miller beer.
I told Frank, next time you call, make sure it's for a tall blonde.
The stars of tomorrow prove their mettle on ice, plus a special report on World Cup skiing. Don't miss a winter sports special Christmas Day on CBS.
10:55 to go third quarter, 21-14 Philadelphia. In order to win the division, they must win here. The Giants must lose in New York. But with a victory today, the Eagles do get in as a wild card team. And they lead by 7 right now. Randall Cunningham wearing gloves in this minus 10-degree wind chill. First time this year he's worn gloves. And off to Tony. And Anthony Tony carries for the 11th time in the ball game. Tackle made by Jim Waller, number 66. Makeshift offensive line for Philadelphia. There's the Giants score. Otis Anderson with his second touchdown from a yard out has broken a 17 tie. Green Bay with a victory stays alive. Then they must hope that Minnesota loses tomorrow night. New Orleans under John Forcade continues to lead, and Kansas City over Miami. Second down. Fake the draw. Good block from Alexander. What a dandy block. And deep for Ron Johnson and Carl Carter, and it's incomplete.
David Galloway, 65, got suckered inside, and Cunningham had all the room in the world to the outside. But one mistake that Randall Cunningham makes is that he makes his mind up and he's going to throw this ball deep no matter what, when there's nothing there. Look at this. That's what he saw, and that's what he threw the ball to, and you just don't do that. In championship football games, you can't allow yourself to put your team in that type of position for an interception. Come off of it, run it, or throw it away.
Third down. Stunts defensively. Cunningham across the middle, incomplete. It'll be fourth down, and what a shot Johnson took in the back from Lonnie Young.
Well, that ball actually went through Tim McDonald's hand. He went up for the interception, and when he did that, he took the focus of Ron Johnson off the ball. McDonald's hands get up. You'll see 46. Now, he goes up, he tips the ball, actually, and then Ron Johnson tries to make the grab, but just a good job by the safety, Tim McDonald.
That brings on Rick Tootin, third punt of the day. And by Sikahima, waits for it at the 23-yard line. Fake! Mike Reichenbach, number 55, first down. Al Roberts is the special team coach. And twice today out of special teams, they have pulled one out of the bag. There's Al Roberts.
Threatening lawsuits against Luis Zendejas. Doing all types of. Number 55 is Reichenbach. He's the up-back. He's the protector of the punt, the punter Tootin. Notice the snaps. They knew that David Galloway, 65, goes to the outside and that they could kick him out, block down on the inside, and present a lane from Reichenbach off of the punt formation. Great call, Al Roberts.
29-yard gain, first and 10. And a whistle.
Hey, the best offense that these Eagles have had today.
By the offense, still first down.
Has been the imagination of the special teams. Ruzick for a touchdown to Carter, and now Reichenbach out of the punt formation, rambling down the sidelines.
Al Roberts, who started his career as a coach at Garfield High School in Seattle, Washington, and was the focus of so much publicity, negative, in the controversy over the Bounty Bowl when Luis Zendejas said that Roberts had phoned him and Roberts had tipped him off. Something that Roberts has since denied, and there's Cunningham getting sacked by Jim Waller at the 50-yard line.
There's that rookie again. We talked about him starting off the first quarter, how he pursues, and now we see him once again just overpowering his man, number 66, to the left of your screen. Big old body right there. Waller, rookie, coming off, gets by Mike Shadd. Big mistake Mike Shadd made was that he took his hands and attacked. He went after Waller. He missed Waller. That gave Waller the position he needed to get underneath Shadd and get around and make the sack on Cunningham.
That's the second sack by the Cardinal front four. This Eagle line has given up 8 sacks in the last 2 weeks. And now 10 in the last 2.5 games. Jackson, but that's short. It'll be 3rd down. And long, Cedric Mack.
Well,
with the tackle.
Remember the old arrow eye, D-I? Well, the Eagles have changed it up a little bit. That time, there is the D curl. Left of your screen, Jackson will run a diagonal down 5 and down to the sideline. Carter comes around the top this time and runs a curl route. So, one or the other, change it up a little.
3rd down and 22.
I'd run it again, pump the D, and then take Carter downtown.
Cunningham goes right. Watch him run. A lot of room on the left side. Chased by Jay Taylor and tackled short of the 1st down at the 37-yard line. So it will be 4th down. A gain of 12 for Randall Cunningham. On his 6th run of the day, he's got 43 yards now.
Well, when teams are asked to talk about Cunningham, you asked me earlier, is he more dangerous as a passer or a runner? He is most dangerous as a runner. That's what the teams fear the most. And this is what he does best, and I believe he's comfortable in doing it. Feels the pressure. Guy, I don't know what he runs. I don't know what the 40-yard time is on him, but it must be somewhere around 4.4, 4.5. Long-legged guy can really ramble once he gets going.
Now Tootin will punt it this time.
Look at this.
Nice and high, but a little too long. It'll be a touchback and come out to the 20.
Rootin', bootin', tootin' may have found himself a home here in Philadelphia.
Yeah, but they still boo him.
Dear Mom and Dad, I'm having a great time here at Camp Nippersink. There's lots to do. What I really want to say, it's been raining every day, and Mary is swimming all cooped up, no telephone. Maybe I should come on home.
Nippersinkers, we're going to town for lunch.
McDonald's and you, just around the bend. McDonald's and you, they're good old friends, just like home. Have a good time.
Yes, the cooking's fine. Hey guys, ever play Whack Whack Waddle Waddle? Never heard of it. Give me a French fry and I'll tell ya.
Together, McDonald's and you.
We are Nippersinkers, we're in luck. If it rains all week, just pretend you're a duck. Whack Whack Waddle Waddle, Whack Whack Waddle Waddle, Whack.
Together, McDonald's and you.
Introducing the 1990 Toyota Celica. Its totally new shape will please your sense of design. And the way it moves will stimulate your sense of excitement. The all-new Toyota Celica. You'll love what it does for you.
Terra Nova's taking the weekend off.
Let's go be happy campers.
It's a reluctant vacation in the great outdoors. With Wise Guy, Wednesday.
When we kicked off this game at 1 o'clock Eastern time, a wind chill factor of 10 below 0. But a lot of hearty souls, both in the stands and on the sidelines. There are also some unhearty souls. There are a lot of empty seats here. Folks who've gone home for early Christmas Eve dinner. Giants still lead 24-17. If the Giants win today, they win the NFC East, which would mean Philadelphia has to win and get in as a wild card. 1st down and 10. Ernie Jones starts in motion. Overboom looks left all the way and fires it over the head of Ernie Jones. Let's check in with Reggie White.
One of the reasons, Verne, that Clyde Simmons has had as many sacks as he had has been the fact that White, to the left of your screen, occupies 2 blockers. If you take 2 offensive linemen, counting the tight end, and you put them on 1 man, that down the line will free up either one of the other tackles or the end. In this case, Clyde Simmons is a man who is always single.
2nd down and 10. 21-14 the score.
Flip.
Darryl Farrell. Reggie White.
kicks are things that are often that are run. This is Big Reggie. Now he will go down, then he will come inside. Come on, telestrator. Now the outside, and then the blitz from the outside. It's called a stunt. There comes Seth. Now notice that Pitts comes to the outside, and now White goes to the inside.
That sets up a 3rd and 10 from the 20. And out of the shotgun, the Cardinals quarterback, Gary Hogaboom. 4-man front. Doesn't look like they'll be blitzing. Stunt again. Pitts goes right. Hogaboom, who's not very agile. That is the 4th sack today. And the 19th sack in the last 3 games. Fourth and 24. Camarillo. Oh, very high, and a fair catch called by Edwards at the 44-yard line. Anthony Edwards, the rookie free agent out of New Mexico Highlands. Reggie White gets the sack to give Philadelphia great field position and a 7-point lead.
Filtered, never heat pasteurized, Miller Genuine Draft. For those who've discovered its smooth, real draft beer taste, the world is a very cool place. So tap into the cold. Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft.
It was Dean Witter's personal philosophy of success.
We have a sacred trust to protect our customers.
But its impact was felt on California Street,
To maintain conservative policies.
on Lincoln Street, and Acorn Street.
To put the interest of our clients first.
Dean Witter put principles before profit, people before portfolios. There are many ways to measure success on Wall Street.
We measure success one investor at a time.
Dean Witter, a member of the Sears Financial Network.
Hey, Mark, may I borrow your car? It's a V6. Don't let the power go to your head.
The Toyota Camry V6 has 156 horsepower that makes for surprisingly exhilarating driving. But please, try to be mature about it.
Woo! Mark, thanks for letting me borrow this powerful Camry V6. I think I'll go out and buy one today. I love what you do for me, Toyota.
So you're away from Phoenix. It's 10 degrees below zero wind chill. You're a punter for the Phoenix Cardinals. And here's what you confront.
First thing a punter's taught, don't pay any attention to anything. Keep your head down, concentrate. And there's the great rush by Clyde Simmons. And I believe on Monday night we saw a call about 100th less than that as far as effectiveness, and a personal foul was called on a first down given.
Running into the kicker in that case, and no flag here as the inadvertent leg hit Camarillo on the head. Here's Tony. Oh boy, Eric Hill with a nice pop of around the shoulders to knock him back. 21-14. Update you on what's going on in New York. Bjorn Nitmo has kicked a 29-yard field goal to increase the Giant lead to 10, 27-17. And again, we're not trying to be redundant, but this playoff picture is very complex. The Rams have to win to get in as a wild card team. Now, if Indianapolis loses, and they are losing 24-6, Houston will clinch a wild card spot despite losing last night.
Blitz, all out.
Across the middle, Drummond. Inside the 30. A gain of 16.
A lot of teams would have used wide receivers, but Drummond, let's keep our eyes on these backers inside. Come on, telestrator. There they go, just like this. Inside, all out. Looking at Lonnie Young, the free safety. His responsibility when the linebackers go is to come over and help out on the back. Notice that's his man, Drummond, but Drummond gets inside of Lonnie Young. Cunningham, good job of reading the linebacker blitz. Gets the ball, first down.
5 catches for Robert Drummond. They'll test the ground game, and Rod Sadler jams it up with the first contact.
Yeah, that's our human hydrant. Rod Sadler, right. He said playing tackle is like being a hydrant with dogs in the area. So
He is Not fond of playing defensive tackle. He'd much rather be on the outside.
I don't blame him.
Makes the tackle there out of Texas A&M.
He told us that. I thought I'd fall out.
Second down and 9, 4:45 to go third quarter. Cunningham blitz again. Goes deep inside for Drummond. Oh, through his hands. Right through his hands. Lonnie Young was covering.
Anytime in a 4-3 defense, one linebacker comes, it is then called a blitz or a dog when linebackers do it, and the quarterback's job then is to go out, find the man coverage, and in this case is Drummond. So with 4 down linemen, 1 linebacker blitzes, you have blitz control built into your offense. Drummond was open, a beautiful throw by Cunningham. He saw the blitz, he went to the right man. Drummond couldn't make the grab.
3 drops today.
Yeah, that hurts.
Out of the shotgun on 3rd down and 9. They hand it off to Mark Higgs, the tiny running back from Kentucky. A great block by Alexander. That almost looked like a version of the counter tray, Terry, out of the shotgun. I mean, with Alexander pulling and Shad out there.
Well, it was. You're going to see, I'm going to just draw this side of the line. Left tackle, left guard, pulling, going this way. And then here's Higgs. He just gets in. There's the kick out. Higgs gets in their hip pocket and follows him around. Everyone runs this. Even Ron Solt, the right guard, he's pulling. And Higgs, the little guy, gets in there, hides behind him, and takes off.
And it was Solt, not Alexander, who got the key block there. Now Ruzek will try and connect from 39 yards out. Kavanaugh will hold. Got it. Buddy Ryan's bunch increases the lead to 10. That's the good news. But up in New York, Otis Anderson has gone over 1,000 yards for the season now at the age of 32. And the Giants also lead by 10 over the Raiders. So Ryan's team may be looking at a home field game as a wild card team. Celebrate Christmas Day with CBS as we present a Christmas Winter Sports Special featuring the World Junior Figure Skating Championships and a special report on this season's World Cup skiing. That's at 2:30 Eastern. Then it's the NBA tomorrow as the Cleveland Cavaliers take on Dominique Wilkins and the Atlanta Hawks at 3:30 Eastern time. A full lineup of Christmas Day sports action right here on CBS.
You know anything about skating, Mr. Lundquist? Because I believe you'll be doing that, won't you?
I know a whole lot more now than I did a month ago.
Sow cows, double toe loops.
Got the axles down.
Axles. Do you understand what an axle is?
Before this past month, I thought it was on the rear of my car, but now I'm learning.
How about a Hamel camel?
Ooh.
You like that?
That's good.
Yeah. Hey, another thing about that ice skating, though, it can be pretty expensive. It can cost you some bucks. You gotta make sure your blades are sharp.
I remember reading that, as a matter of fact.
Keep those blades sharpened, or you'll likely fall.
Bye, Sikahima. And Darrell Usherback.
One has to last, doesn't he?
Boy, one does. Especially the routes you and me have traveled.
And back to the game.
3:50 to go. From the 6. Usher. Ooh, Anthony Edwards. Oh.
Great stick.
Rams in a must-win situation today, playing in New England. Let's go back and check in with Brent.
Well, Verne, the New England Patriots rally again. This time it is Stevens who gets the corner turn. And now it is 17-all. And as you pointed out, the Rams have to win. Let's go back to Verne, or should I say Dick Button?
No, you shouldn't say Dick Button.
Scotty Hamilton will join me, as a matter of fact, tomorrow on that Christmas special, the World Junior Figure Skate. We had a lot of fun doing that show, and I think you'll enjoy it tomorrow. First down and 10.
Oh, got him.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Roy Green. Keep going. Man, what a great throw. What a great throw. The free safety's responsible for coming over and helping, but he had to stay in because of the play action by Hogaboom. It froze that time. It froze Hopkins just enough to allow Green to get loose. Man coverage, Eric Allen with the bad ankle and all. Close, not close enough. Well, this is just a great throw. There's a shot paid for by Waters. A little blitz by the strong safety, but a great throw. And hey, Green just dropped it. He knows it. Everybody knows it.
How much of these drops do you blame on the weather? All of it? 50%?
You can find an excuse for everything you do wrong in life.
They're pros, though, aren't they?
Yeah, good line.
By Sikahima. Around on the sweep, Seth Joyner with the tackle.
You know what hurts so bad on long play? And yeah, Roy Green's, how many times will he make that grab? You know, you don't want to belabor the point. But the fact is, you work, you study, prepare so hard for a team that you get a tendency and you say, well, here's our opportunity. Here's the situation we want. First down, play action. We think we can get Hopkins up tight and get the takeoff. And they do it, and they work on it all week. And it was a great call by Schaffner, the offensive coordinator. And then to have the ball drop just kind of flattens you a little.
Eagles in their 46 now. Reggie White over Derek Kennard at center. The 46 defense. Out of the shotgun on third down and 8. 2:45 to go in the third quarter. Hogaboom drills it. Ernie Jones with a catch. First down, Phoenix at the 41-yard line. Tackle made by Eric Allen, who is tied for the NFL lead in interceptions with 8.
Everyone always wants to wonder where in the world is Reggie White. There he is. He's lined up over the center now, and Kennard says, oh no, I got him to the inside, but he passes him off to Lance Smith and then says, I'm going to help out.
Seth Joyner and Mike Golick coming. Reggie White. And he'll move inside again. Earl Farrell tries the left side.
Good job.
Squirts up to the 47-yard line. Yes, it was. Byron Evans with the tackle. 24-14, Philadelphia leads it.
You know, you'll never see a sweep. You'll never see a pitch go wide. If the end is up, it's an automatic read by the back. If the end goes up, even with the pitch design wide, it's built into it where the back Farrell could have cut up inside. So if you see him go out wide, you'll know the ends went down inside. Now the pressure is on the linebackers.
Gary Hogaboom, 9 of 21 for 135 yards and 2 touchdowns. They'll keep it on the ground. Farrell bounces forward to the Philadelphia 46-yard line. Another first down as Reggie White makes the tackle.
Farrell coming inside of Reggie White. White will come off the ball, make the initial contact, reads. Notice he reads. He took a peek inside, got knocked outside by Tootie Robbins, realizes where the ball was, and then spun back in or turned back in to help make the tackle.
First down and 10, final minute, third quarter. Back split behind Hogaboom. Blitz. Hogaboom hit by Reggie White as he lets it go, but has a receiver wide open. This is Ernie Indiana Jones, who is down at the 15, and Gary Hogaboom staggers as he gets up. Reggie White got there right after he delivered the ball.
Feast or famine offense for the Cardinals. When you play against the great Eagles team, one of the things you have to be as a quarterback is patient, not worry about stats and high completions. There's the shot by White in the back of Hogaboom, because you're going to have to take gamble. You have to gamble to attack them. You'll have passes dropped. You'll throw it down deep. You might be 5 for 20, but at least 2 of them might be for touchdowns.
That's a gain of 30 and a first down at the 15. Final play perhaps in the third quarter. No. They don't get it called.
No, they had a double. Yeah, the gun went off. Hogaboom heard it.
Yeah.
Ran the play, but this will be restarted. This will be a first down given back to the Cardinals.
Flag is down, but yeah, that's the end of the quarter, so it'll be first down and 10. That's the end of the quarter with our score, Philadelphia 24 and the Phoenix Cardinals 14. We now pause for this word from your local station.
This is CBS.
Nothing's too good for my baby. Nothing. So my baby gets very special treatment.
There's a gasoline so special, it even exceeds BMW's detergency standard.
Fill it up. Ultra.
Sunoco Ultra 94. Clean power from the highest octane under the sun. Nothing else can match it.
Nothing.
There are over 5,000 ways to break a piñata. For 5 days, buy any Oldsmobile and smash a piñata. Could be your lucky break, because these piñatas are filled with $50, $1,000, even $5,000. So make your best deal on any Oldsmobile and get up to $1,500 in factory-to-dealer incentives, then get up to $5,000 more from the Olds Connection. But this offer ends Saturday, December 30th, and any method you use is okay by us. Well, almost any method. You want to hold on a second, pal?
Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. Find me a find, catch me a catch. Matchmaker, matchmaker, you are the book where millions more people look.
Only the genuine Bella, Pennsylvania Yellow Pages gives you the most ads and the most choices. It's the most valuable player on your team.
Make me a perfect match.
The genuine Bella, Pennsylvania Yellow Pages. No other book can match it. A Bell Atlantic Company.
Get the inside word from the locker room. Eagles wrap up today on Channel 10.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Pontiac and your local Pontiac dealer. We build excitement. The American Express card. Membership has its privileges. And by Miller Genuine Draft. Cold filtered for real draft taste. So tap into the cold.
Snowballs outside of the stadium. Thank you. No snow inside. Can't buy suds here today. It's no beer on sale after the snowball of 2 weeks ago. First down and 10 at the 15-yard line. Phoenix trailing by 10 as we open the fourth quarter. 3 wide receivers set for the Phoenix Cardinals, and the Eagles threatening a blitz. Ogaboom lobs it in the end zone, tipped and picked off. Byron Evans with the interception. That's his third of the year. Andre Waters tipped it. And another fight is broken off at the 5-yard line. Louise Sharp is part of this, and Wolfley is in there. It's broken up. We'll look again.
Well, one of the things you do in this area is you notice, look at Hogaboom looking around, checking, find out where the double coverage is, and now trying to loft the football up. But one thing you don't do in this area, Verne, you don't lay the ball up. You gun the ball in this area because reaction is limited. There's not a lot of space. You can't clear people out because you have the back of the end zone. So therefore, you have to make your mind up, and then you don't throw over the top of linebackers when you come inside. You throw between linebackers. If they're in front of you, then you throw it in the back of the end zone out where it's not intercepted. Opportunity wasted.
Third for Evans, 29th of the year now for the Philadelphia Eagles. 29 interceptions. And again, they lead the league in takeaways. Tony out to the 25. Anthony Tony is certainly a candidate for our Miller Lite Player of the Week honors. And at the conclusion of today's game, we'll select one player of the game from each team who will be candidates for the National Miller Lite Player of the Week honors.
You think that means a lot to them?
Yes, it does. As a matter of fact, Terry and I picked Tim Irwin of the Minnesota Vikings 3 or 4 weeks ago, and he's still talking about it. Offensive lineman very seldom selected.
Yep. But he deserved it, we thought.
Did. Yep. Second down and 4. 24-14. Final 14 minutes of the ball game. Here's Tony again. Boy, he's having a good day.
Quick. He looks quick, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
This offense is a big old power slug 'em out type offense. Occasionally you'll see the counter tray where the off tackling guard will pull, but what we're seeing primarily is just quick thought, quick feet by Tony. Get in the ball. Man, he makes his decision. He cuts up in there and just bangs it up and doing a whale of a job.
Eagles have lost 5 games so far. They were -7 in turnovers then. In 10 wins, +29, and they are +1 today. 3rd and 1. Philadelphia holding on to a 10-point edge. Toss right. Nice defensive play by the Cardinals.
Sadler.
I want you to, Verne, I want you to take a good look at what happens. Notice this gentleman. That's the middle linebacker. When he's up in here tight, this tackle's going out, that tackle's going out, this end's going out, and that linebacker's going out. So that tells you you cannot run wide. Notice now he's up inside. Look at Sadler going wide. You can't cut him off. That's called tackles out. And when you see that, you have to audible and get out of a wide running play.
So on 4th down, here's Tootin again. Whoops. It does get a Philadelphia roll. It gets a heck of a Philadelphia roll. All the way to the 41-yard line. Ricky Shaw was the first one in the area. A 36-yard fan, about 18 on the roll. It's 24-14 with 12 and a half to go in the ball game.
You hear the thunder, the call of the road.
Moving quick and with purpose. That's the whole idea behind Pontiac's newest Grand Prix.
Get on your Pontiac and ride, Pontiac ride.
Introducing the first Grand Prix ever with 4 doors. The new Grand Prix Sports Sedan.
Build excitement.
Now get 4.8% financing on every new Grand Prix during Pontiac's All Out Excitement Closeout.
Premium champagne.
Deja vu.
You just bought that.
Somebody stole it.
I set down the package to help Megan, and when I turned around, it was gone.
Is it gone, Daddy?
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Didn't you use American Express?
You mean that's it? It's automatic?
Whatever you buy with the American Express card is covered, Mr. Wilcox. Even gifts.
Oh, we were counting on that.
Lost, stolen, or damaged, having a way to protect the things you buy.
12 and a half to go in the ball game at a three-quartersville Veterans Stadium on Christmas Eve, 24-14. The Eagles, of course, must win to get into the playoffs. They can still get in if they lose, but they seem to be in control right now, do you think?
Well, they're in control. I mean, they've got a 10-point lead. They've had opportunities to put the game away, but just haven't been able to do it. As you look at total yards, offensively, they've moved the ball well. Time of possession, don't pay a lot of attention to that, but the bottom line is just getting touchdowns and good solid drives. In this kind of weather, Verne, it's very difficult to establish any one thing. That's one of the reasons early in the season, Buddy Ryan, after the Bear game, went to the running game. He realized they would need a solid running game if they were going to be a great team. Great defenses need a solid running game, therefore, to get to the championship and win the Super Bowl, and that's all Buddy Ryan cares about.
Looks more and more like they'll have to do it as a wild card as the Giants score again. Bill Sims this time on a 3-yard run. Here's Earl Farrell, who has been the ground attack today for the Phoenix Cardinals. That's his 15th carry of the afternoon, and he's got 53 yards. I'm just thinking, watching for Earl Farrell, we were told last night that we would see a lot of Lydell Carr. We haven't seen a shadow of him today.
No, and speaking of shadows, the lights probably should be turned on this stadium. It's getting pretty dark down there.
And it's still cold. Here's second. Out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Clyde Simmons, number 96, makes the tackle.
Hard to run wide. I've said it oftentimes, but it's very hard to run wide. Number one, even if you do get around the ends, the quickness of the linebackers that the Eagles have, Verne, make it very difficult to run wide. The best way, and we've seen that the Cardinals do this very well, is to counter. Take a step and look as though you're going to run left and then come back to the right. That seems to be the most effective way of running against the front four and the linebackers of the Eagles.
That is Lydell Carr, number 45. Third down. Quick toss. Nice play. Verne Jones, first down at the 42-yard line. Eric Everett makes the tackle after a gain of 10.
A lot of ways to understand, or a lot of ways to recognize blitzes. One of them as a quarterback, is to key the safeties. If the strong safety cheats to the outside and is up tight and the weak safety cheats over, that tells you safety blitz. Another way is if everyone is deep, but the corners square up on the receivers and never look inside to the quarterback. They've got their eyes on that receiver. That tells you it's a blitz.
First down and 10. Hogaboom back. Deep left side. Roy Green incomplete. Double coverage. Eric Everett along with Wes Hopkins. Just a note, Terry, I'm going to go back to that Detroit-Atlanta score. Detroit winning again today at
5 in a row.
Barry Sanders, 3 touchdowns so far today, 16 carries, 133 yards. He has broken the old record of Billy Sims. What a season he's having.
Great year. Great find for the Lions to get him in and get him signed. This young man, it may be the thing that that Wayne Fonts up there needed. They got that little run and shoot, and they got the big weapon to go with it with the running, and that's all you need, a great running back and a good quarterback and receivers.
Second down and 10 here. The handoff to Farrell. And he gets a couple of yards.
You know,
Mike Pitts.
I'm sorry, Verne, but an interesting note. You saw the pass a while ago that Hogaboom threw that came down and just kind of died. It just hit the ground short. You know, one thing you have to consider is in heavy air, cold air is heavy air, the ball will not float. The ball will not stay up in the air. So therefore, a lot of quarterbacks in cold weather will go ahead and gun it, because to make up for the heavy ball and keep it in the air longer, you throw it harder. And if you try to anticipate and throw it easy, then the heavy ball, because of the atmosphere, will fall faster and doesn't carry as far.
3rd and 8. I do believe everything you just said. I didn't understand it, but I believe it.
Sure you did.
Incomplete. It'll be 4th down.
See how he gunned that baby?
Yes, I did. And Gary Hogaboom will. He's coming over after an official on this side. This is interesting. Here's Hogaboom.
I never was much on jumping on these officials, especially if there was time left in the football game, because I might make them mad, and they're human beings, and they might give me a flag when I really didn't need it. If it was iffy, you know, then they'll go ahead and give it to you. So the best thing to do is just, you know, get off the field. Don't even fool with them.
Anthony Edwards, last week, called for 2 fair catches on Monday night inside the 10. He's standing right at the 10 now. He won't have to worry about this one, because Camarillo, oh, what a bounce. What a bounce. And it goes into the end zone. Well, that's perhaps why he's in the Pro Bowl. He hits a poor punt, gets a 30-yard roll. He does get a touchback, and Edwards is going to have a quiet Christmas Eve conversation.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Cold filtered, never heat pasteurized. Miller Genuine Draft. For those who've discovered its real draft taste, the world is a very cool place.
I thought, this isn't a little quake. 504, it just felt like a giant jackhammer hit the house. The All-State Claims Adjuster was driven down here and introduced himself as Roger. He just took me around and consoled me and told me that we were going to get a place to stay in, we were going to be able to rebuild, and then he did something he didn't have to do. He started climbing right up there and hauling stuff out for us. You know, you listen to these ads about you're in good hands, and if you don't go through it, it's just one more ad that you laugh at. Well, I won't laugh at it now.
It's big. It's now. It's Pontiac's all-out excitement closeout. Now with our longest-term 4.8% finance rate ever on Grand Prix. That's right. Now every new Grand Prix is available with long-term 4.8% financing. Or get your share of millions in cash back on Grand Prix and almost every other new 1990 Pontiac in stock. But hurry, your Pontiac dealer is closing out the year with big cash back or 4.8% financing on Grand Prix. It won't last long. See your Pontiac excitement dealer now.
The team of the decade plays their last game of the decade. The Niners in the 80s against the Bears today.
Well, during the punt, you saw the fight at the aftermath. Anthony Edwards and Garth Jacks. How about Andre Waters and Ron Wolfley as they say hello to one another again? Is that the swim or the rip,
well,
Terry?
yeah, that looks like it's a combination of the swim and the rip. But Wolfley, I'm sure these Cardinals have seen the special teams and how Waters and everyone go after the punters. And this man here is a pretty tough guy. I played with his brother Craig at Pittsburgh. He was one of our guards up there in the last 3 or 4 years I was in Pittsburgh. But tough kid out of West Virginia.
Final score, first final of the day is in. What a season for the Dallas Cowboys. 1-15. They lose to Green Bay 20-10. And that means that the Green Bay Packers are still alive. There's the final score, Green Bay over Dallas. How do you think the Washington Redskins feel losing to the Cowboys? Here's Anthony Toney. And he's down at the 27-yard line. It was, in fact, that one defeat by Dallas at home, 13-3, that probably cost the Redskins a chance at the playoffs. They finished very strong with a win yesterday.
Now this is that fake pass draw. Look at the guards. Notice the guards and the centers, how they stand up to show pass. You know, like they're setting in the pass set, and then in behind, notice how tall they are. Then out of the pack comes Toney with the football.
Second down and 3. 27, 9:25 to go. Heath Sherman, the rookie out of Texas A&M. 7 yards for Heath Sherman. That is his longest run of his rookie season.
And I guarantee you, this man right there with his back to you, that's Buddy Ryan. He told his team, we've got to learn to run the football if we're going to be a championship football team. It's going to get cold in Philadelphia, and if you win Super Bowls, number one, you got to have great dominating defense. The Eagles have that. Number two, you got to have the quarterback. They have that. But number three, and most important, he believes as an offensive unit, you got to be able to run, especially in cold weather.
They're getting close to 200 yards on the ground today. Here's Robert Drummond, who's down to the 31. Well, you and I, Terry, saw them against Denver, I beg your pardon, the last Sunday in October when they opened the game with a 15-play drive, every one of them on the ground. They rushed for 215 yards in that game. That was a season high. They're getting close to that right now.
Yeah, Verne, the thing that's so important is all of these runners, Toney, Byers, Drummond, Higgs, all of them excellent receivers. Today you're seeing Toney do a job. In that first game in Denver, that was Byers that carried the load.
8:40 to go. Heath Sherman, Robert Drummond. So we've got the two rookies in the backfield now, and Drummond down to the 26.
Yes, Drummond made his presence known and felt when these Eagles went out and played San Diego out there. He had over 70 yards in receptions that day and over 70 yards rushing. So he kind of popped open the eyes of Buddy Ryan and Ted Plum, and now Heath Sherman, he comes in and he shows the speed to the outside. So a lot of versatility in the running backs of the Eagles.
And here's the stretch of the chain to see if they got the first down.
Short.
Didn't get it. Well, this is a ball club that has improved its ground attack from the beginning of the season immeasurably. By the way, word from the bench on Anthony Toney, a sprained right toe, but nothing serious, and he could come back in the ball game. And Toney with 81 yards, he leads all the running backs so far today. 17 carries, 81 yards, and that is complemented by 5 catches. Third and inches. 8:08 between the Eagles and the playoffs. Got him with the head bomb. Randall snapped that head, and Cardinals came flying across.
Looks like they're going to call it.
Oh, they sure are.
Ball start on the center. They're down.
All right, you be the judge. watch the head or watch the ball. There's the movement a little bit right there by Remington. See, folks, you cannot move 1 inch. You can't flicker hardly an eyelash. And the quarterback, if he's standing back there, he can't jerk his head one way or the other, not even a half an inch. If you do that, that's enticement, and they'll call you for offside. So you just can't do it. No movement whatsoever. Once the team is set, you cannot move if you're a quarterback and if you're the center.
3rd and 6 now.
Blitz. Oh, everybody.
Cunningham pulls up, lets it go. Jimmy Giles, what a grab! How about that for the old pro? How about that for the 34-year-old? Jim Giles, who is one of the class acts in this league. And there is a confrontation or a consultation going on. And watch Jimmy Giles at the age of 34 make this sideline grab.
All-out blitz. Cunningham sees it. Cedric Mack coming to his right. Cunningham escapes the pressure, picks up Giles. Now, there's the catch. Well, we couldn't see the right leg, right toe, whether it was in the line or not. We'll be able to tell from here. First of all, you establish the catch. There's the catch. Left foot, right foot. Oh, yeah, nice job.
And in the meantime, they go on a quick count, and Heath Sherman is caught for a loss back at the 27-yard line. What a grab by Jimmy Giles. And just to linger on him for a moment, Terry. Remember a conversation we had with him about a month ago. Now, he's played in the league for 13 years, and you said, well, do you remember your best game? And he said, I don't know. I haven't had it yet.
That's true. That's true, and that's the eternal optimist. That's an athlete that never is satisfied with what he's accomplished, never believes what people say, is always striving to improve on yesterday's effort.
2nd down and 13.
Got him.
It's coming. Giles was open. Giles was open at the 5. And he is complaining about being held at the 5-yard line. There's no flag.
Fun to watch these guys play. There's nothing more beautiful than the art of a tight end. First of all, the outside release and get beyond Bell. Bell's job is to get his hands on the tight end and stay with him all over the football field.
He did. He had his hands on him.
He had his hands on him. Would you have thrown the flag?
No.
No. Yeah.
3rd and 13. 6:47 to go. By the way, 215 yards on the ground, and maybe they can add to it here. Mike Shadd with a roll block in front of Mark Higgs, and that's close for the first down and a season high in yardage gained on the ground for the Philadelphia Eagles.
And one of the reasons why, Verne, is the blocking downfield. Sure, it starts with the offensive line. Sure, it starts with the back in the backfield who is not carrying the ball. But the real key was the blocks thrown by these guys, these wide receivers, downfield. Look at them looking for someone. There's double team right there on Tim McDonald. And look at the effort by Carter as he comes off and throws another block downfield on 47, Cedric Mack. Those are the things that separate good people, good receivers, and make them great ones because they have the ability to block.
225 yards on the ground for the Eagles now. Under 6 minutes to go. Up the middle, Heath Sherman.
Look at this.
Nifty run. Carl Carter makes the tackle. 7 men have run the football for the Philadelphia Eagles today. 7.
That is unheard of. When I was in Pittsburgh, 2 guys ran it, Blyer and Harris, and maybe myself occasionally, but that's unheard of. 7 backs carrying the ball.
2nd down and 4. 24-14, 5:19 to go in the game. They flip it left, incomplete. Robert Drummond, 4th drop.
Yeah, but Drummond wasn't quite ready, Verne. I'm going to have to jump in there for his defense. He was still going downfield. He had not gotten his head around, and Cunningham, sensing that, went ahead and threw the ball. Now, one thing Randall could have done to help Drummond was not throw it quite as hard. Take a little bit off of it and lay it out, anticipating, allowing enough time for Drummond's head to come around. If you throw it hard, it's important that the receiver, especially a running back, that he's looking at you, because he's not used to catching bullets when he's not looking at you. The fade, do you run the fade to Carter?
Carter's on the right side. They've done it 7 times this year. Nope, they hand it off. Heath Sherman, touchdown!
plumb. Great call. Sherman wanting to go to the outside. Now he's just picking, running, diving, and then senses that goal line, knowing that all he has to do is have the ball break the plane. He doesn't have to get across, stretches out, and then follows the ball in for the touchdown.
Roger Ruzek will try to tack on the extra point. Just hooks it inside the left upright. It's good. And 31-14 now. The Philadelphia Eagles with a relentless ground attack on Christmas Eve. Lead it by 17 with 5:09 remaining.
Working to be the best they can be. Teammates, sponsored by the U.S. Army. Jim Plunkett and Randy Vataha were teammates forever. Beginning in 1967, they played together for 4 years at Stanford. And when Plunkett was the #1 draft choice of the Patriots, Vataha, a free agent, followed his former teammate to New England. The partnership and magic that they had exhibited in college was there in the pros, as these two longtime teammates made the Patriots the best they can be.
Enemy on the open. Moving up on your right, Bravo 2. Fire!
I'm 30 miles from the action, but I'm responsible for a digital communication link between headquarters and brigade.
Enemy tank, checkpoint 1.
If the data isn't programmed right, 5,000 troops could be cut off.
Enemy forces together.
But I'd never let that happen to my brigade.
Op 4 is eliminated. Be all that you can be.
You did it, sir.
Outstanding. Get an edge on life in the Army.
Just when you thought it was safe to go on vacation. It's the Griswolds. Chevy Chase stars in the original National Lampoon's Vacation Tuesday. Get ready.
I'm running out of guys who'll work with you next.
For a cop with a different lifestyle.
They think you're dangerous.
Works hard.
They think you're crazy.
Plays even harder.
They think you'll get them killed.
Shadow Stevens.
They drink too much caffeine.
Is Max Monroe Loose Cannon. Premieres Friday, January 5th.
Most of the crowd that was here, it was a sellout, but not a full house. Most of them have started to wend their way home for Christmas Eve celebrations, and perhaps to get home in time to watch the second half of our doubleheader. That's coming up after this game as the Chicago Bears take on the San Francisco 49ers. Pat and John are out on the West Coast, Candlestick, to bring you that game. The 49ers, of course, are at home for the duration of the playoffs as they are in quest of their 4th Super Bowl win of the 1980s.
Bears have to be totally disappointed with their season, Ditka especially.
Here's Ruzek with the kick. Sikahima with the catch at the 13. Britt Hager, number 54, makes the tackle.
31-14, 5 minutes left in the game. Now's the time to get your starters out, get your stars out of there, save them. You don't need them. You know, I see Reggie White going out there, and you know, if I were Buddy Ryan, and it's not like college where you can bring in a brand new defensive unit, but I would spell a lot of my key people and get them out of there, especially those that maybe are a little bit nicked. Well, I do see Eric Everett now is in the ball game, and so that's one change up. Eric Allen had been starting with a bad ankle, and Everett now in the ball game for them.
There's Eric Everett, and it's a first down and 10, Phoenix. Deep right side. Myron Evans. And Hogaboom limping as he heads downfield.
Excellent throw by Gary that time. To just stand in the pocket. The thing that was so interesting was that he did not drop that deep. He only got about 4, maybe 5 yards deep. And when he threw the football, he got his arm. Evidently, when he followed through, Verne, his arm hit a helmet or a shoulder pad, and he's in a lot of pain. I broke my right thumb twice. One of them was a spiral break where the bone just shattered all the way up to the wrist, and it was because I followed through, and the thumb is always pointing down after release. There's a punt, and then there's a throw, and you could see the right hand hit the back of the helmet of Golick, Mike Golick. When it does that, it not only does the thumb hit it, but the elbow then is forced out at the joint.
So it was well after he threw the ball.
Yeah. And that does hurt, and he's not using gloves, and it's about a minus 10 or 15 degrees down there, pointing to the bench, telling them bring in Tupa or whoever.
Tom Tupa warming up. The Cardinals did call timeout. Tom Tupa, who's started in the first game against Phoenix and threw 6 of his 9 interceptions for the season in that 17-5 loss.
Ooh. Don't you know that was hard to live with? I threw 5 in one half, and I was looking all over the place for a place just to go and hide, and to wake up tomorrow realizing this was all a dream.
First down, Tupa back, left side, caught by Farrell, and he's out of bounds to stop the clock at the 17-yard line. So Tupa gets his first pass.
Interesting thing about Tupa was that he was drafted out of, I believe it was Ohio State,
right,
wasn't it? As a punter, not a quarterback, but has come on. And Gene Stallings, prior to being released by the Cardinals, was extremely high on Tupa. Very competitive guy. Probably doesn't have quite the work habits that they really want, but has a lot of talent. The other kid, Rosenbach, is a kid that got a chance to start a couple of weeks ago and was replaced last week, actually. And you thought maybe that would be him to come in here.
Putbacks behind Tupa on first down and 10.
Good job. Good job by the young quarterback.
Check the penalty now and see if the Eagles claim they were drawn offside. And Red Cashman will check it out.
False start. Number 68 on the offense. Still first down.
That's Joe Wolf. Well, Tom Tupa, as Terry said, drafted as a punter rather, and you think he's not being paid on a on the basis of a punter? Here are the salaries for the Cardinals in '89. Rosenbaugh, the rookie, at $1.8 million. Lomax, who is on injured reserve, $1.3 million. Hogaboom at $945,000, and there's poor Tom at $145,000.
Took me 8 years to make $1.8 million in the National Football League.
8 years?
8 years.
Hogaboom's back again. Intercepted. Eric Everett, and I think they're going to rule him down at the 1-yard line. Yes, they are. It will not be a touchback.